level 11, but it's going to get a reset. So Chovy TPs, maybe they can set up this. I'm looking for Smash though.
Yeah, just trying to kill Smash here, but it's Lucian
okay.
actually who gets the
Mati ruler tuh. Nice
on top of it. Gen.G totally baited and
Lagi, double kill.
running forward. Canyon has to flash away. Smash goes on in.
Nice triple kill.
Picks up the double kill. And that is a very fed Yunara at this point.
Charging in with the Corki, being the one to lead it, a little bit ambitious, little bit of an overstep from Gen.G, and D+ quick to punish. Considering how the lane went, Smash and Craig getting exploded by Ruler from the same rocket, how tilting that must have been. The bounce back has been crazy.
Damn.
Smash now 4-2-1
Smashy is
with the gold
angry,
lead in the
bro.
bot lane. And D+ with the gold lead overall.
Itu top lane kenapa
Great
ya?
to see. It's
Kok
also
udah
a
rontok aja
crowd
top lane?
which I think honestly is as good as it could get for this D+ lineup.
Dukung mana kayak deh? DK lah.
See it coming out, Ruler dives in.
Aku kan fans number 1 Damwon.
And Ruler had flash, but I just don't think there's any way you're getting out
Permisi
here.
apa sekarang tanggal 3?
Canyon eventually flashes, but is followed.
Bukan.
No damage to really turn it around.
Bukan tanggal 3
And yeah,
sekarang.
Cloud Soul, considering one of the issues with this D+ composition was closing the distance.
Yeah.
And getting in range, the extra movement speed, especially on demand, is so valuable for them. So
yeah, it's huge for Gwen, Wukong, Yunara, obviously, and
Cassiopeia also. The change to a passive was she obviously she can buy boots now.
Gak ada, aku bukan
You may
fans
have
T1 ya.
noticed no more jokes about. Well, we can still make the joke. How did Cassiopeia buy boots?
yeah.
But she gets
Gak
extra
ada,
movement
Curse
speed
kayak itu cuma mitos.
sources.
Itu kalau kata ilmuwan mah istilahnya
Sources, yeah.
placebo
All the actual
effect. Nah,
Sources.
Sources.
nggak ada itu Curse.
Or is it sauces? I don't know.
Sources
Itu cuma
say-
placebo effect
sources
ya.
say-
Ini
Now
Showmaker
saying it
kenapa
weird.
main Cassiopeia ya? Lawan
Well, you're
Ahri.
already saying it pretty weird.
Increases
so,
the
you know.
effectiveness of all movement speed bonuses by a percentage based on level.
From many different sources.
So shut up. So presumably, I mean that will work with the Cloud Soul as well. So
Yeah.
Showmekyyyy will be zooming.
Yeah, definitely will be. We've looked a
Yang
lot at the
didukung sama
top lane
Ungu ini
trades.
kalah
I mean,
semua ya?
we've seen
Nggak
these
ada,
trades
itu
many
cuma
times,
placebo
many
effect.
Does look like Keen has stabilized and has a slight lead, so feeling good about
Satisfying
that. Would
lihat
like to see
ekor
Jace
Casio.
actually do things.
Wait,
No.
Showmekyyyy just bought boots.
He did, yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Kemarin pas lo tuh yang pick Ahri nggak sih? Lupa dah.
And Yomu's could be
Ada,
so
banyak yang main
obnoxious
Ahri.
against Gwen, where you get the phase rush and then you just Yomu's away from the needles, and it's like, well, I get my burst trade and you get nothing.
Yeah. That early
Banyak yang main Ahri.
helping him navigate the matchup. But now it's super close. I mean, especially with how game 1 went, D+ is team
Smashy,
fighting
galak banget main
with
ya.
the insane deficit they had.
Smashy.
Wasn't that terrible. When they got to the 5v5s, like all things considered, there were some okay moments. It's just they were 13,000 gold down.
Bang Showmekyyyy. Showmekyyyy!
Oversteppers here, as we are going to have the charm come in. The flash
Okay,
and
kena
the ult
stunnya.
does go
Lalu?
down, but Chovy does not
Okay,
get hit.
okay.
Lucian, though, is here.
Lucid!
Flash available for Chovy, so he's not going to overcommit.
Tidak overcommit. Nice. Chill aja, chill.
The dive on Showmekyyyy.
Play
Okay,
chill
well, they get a
here.
flash from Showmekyyyy, so it's still positive for Gen.G, but they definitely were hoping for a bit more there. Yeah, very hard to kill Keen. Too much movement speed, even when he's caught recalling there, just able to disengage from the situation.
Katanya nggak suka Lucid. Ya, tapi dia setim sama Showmekyyyy. Gimana lagi ya?
Well, trades in the jungle. I do like that Lucius trying to be pretty proactive. You know, with Cassiopeia winning her lane, with Smash and Career not really being challenged.
Itu
Now, is
maksudnya
this
apa,
too
Bang?
deep is the question.
Wih,
He's gonna go in with the Cyclone. The red buff is taken here by Canyon.
boleh.
As, he might just die anyway, but the
Gak
heals
mati
do
itu,
come in from
gak
Duro.
mati sinyalnya.
And Showmaker not committing to the kill,
Bang
actually. Just back
Smashy!
off a little bit and does not
Sakit
commit
ya Corki ya?
to take
The
down
hell?
Canyon, who did have his flash.
Ooh. Close down the rocket.
Uh-oh. Looks like
Aduh.
she should be okay, but
1 second on the
Menang
ult
nggak
from
tuh lawan
Chovy,
Gwen?
one chase ultimately.
Ahri
The
ya.
pressure achieved for Gen.G. Remember, they're the ones with the poke and the sustain for the Nami, so
Gwen di tangan Lucid, di tangan Siu terlihat balance.
Both mid laners getting some pressure in the side lane, but Chovy's hitting the tower.
Tapi ini bener nih picknya nih Genji ya. Beda sama LCP tadi. Lawan Gwen itu emang paling enak pakai Jace.
Gonna lead to them getting that mid tier
Tadi
1.
LCP aneh banget sih lawan Gwen pakai
They
apa
will feel
tadi?
good about. Dragon in 30 seconds, reset coming in a
Ambesinya.
little late for, I mean, both teams to be honest, so it doesn't really
Main
amount to
abasing
much.
lawan Gwen ya
But it's going to be
susah
a bit of
sih.
a rushed Dragon setup. You can see neither team really has the vision in the area right now, other than like one ward from
There's
Genji.
one ward, yeah.
Yeah, so
Kemarin gue liat Jace
This is a
mokat lawan
very even
minion.
game. Like, yes,
Oh,
Genji has a
iya
slight
inget
lead,
aku.
but you know,
Ini
one team
DN
fight,
Super
I mean,
ya?
we've seen team fights that
Nah,
go
itu anomali tuh.
against the team that's down 5,000 gold in this meta. Absolutely DK
Itu mah ya
and
udahlah.
fight here if they want to.
Di RX
Now
apa
it's
DN
looking
Super
like they
itu?
don't want to.
this is typically when Genji would be quite strong, but Rulers,
Oh, Chovy just kind of going insane mode. Not going to land that charm though on a smash. Does a little bit of damage, but they have the Lulu, as Lucid says. I've got a Rift Herald.
charm
Chovy
kena.
tries again. That's not
Oke
gonna
Bang
work out.
Wukong,
Now Chovy
oke Bang
is
Siwo,
over.
oke Bang Wukong. Wah,
For the Wukong, and the Lulu picks up
gak asik.
Chovy.
Genji
who's
gak
trying
asik.
to be the
Kalau misalkan
playmaker,
team
but
pack
it
gitu
does
pasti langsung lari,
backfire big
gak seru.
time. And now
Gak
the
asik
push is
Genji,
on here for
gak
DK,
nge-throw.
and maybe a dragon in their
Gak asik,
pockets.
gak asik.
yeah, Chovy tries to be the hero and just massively
Gak asik,
oversteps.
Genji.
You know, this is a composition that can poke and prod. He tries to engage and it backfires completely. And now D+ will pick up the dragon, easy as that.
Now Canyon's gonna find Shiyyu here in the jungle. He's also got Duro
Ah,
on the
bang,
way.
bang,
Flash
bang,
available
bang,
for
bang,
Shiyyu.
bang,
He's gonna
bang.
utilize it, but okay, he's running it off actually,
Whis.
and he
Okay.
does get away.
When too tanky, they will get this tower in the top lane, but doesn't really feel like much of a consolation prize, especially as they're trading on the other side of the map. Good. Ultimately 4D+. And this just felt overforced by Chovy. I mean, it doesn't connect. Obviously, if it did, it's a different story, but also they had to poke the pressure here.
Ini bagus
I
banget
think
loh
just maybe
engage-nya tuh.
hesitant about trying to
Ini
force into areas they didn't have
posisinya
vision on.
harusnya menang ya, tapi cuma mati satu loh.
And this ult from Lucid gets
Coba guys,
so much
jelaskan.
value here.
Jelaskan pakai logika. Ayo, ayo, ayo.
Yeah.
Pikirkan
Chovy
pakai
also going
logika.
Malignance
Ayo, ayo.
into Rocket Belt. So, a lot of dashes. He
Yeah.
definitely has set himself up to be the engage. He's like, I am diving in. That is my objective in this game.
Yeah, he's the playmaker against the playmaking maker on the other side.
Gue mah
And I
Yanara
do
gak
think
kayak gini deh
that
kayaknya.
they do need someone like Chovy to set up plays alongside of Canyon.
Kadang-kadang begini.
Because we talked about the
Kadang-kadang
engage from
begono.
DK, how it's a little bit lackluster, but in an even game state where Lucid keeps getting these giant plays with the Cyclone and the follow-up with the Wild Growth, that's definitely enough. If they can close the gap, which they are, it does feel like Genji are overextending, which is giving these, you know, these awesome plays for Lucid. Like if they're playing back, if they're poking, then Lucid doesn't quite have the angle. But so far, it's been like 3 times, a couple times down in the bot lane, and obviously here
Halo
in
Pak,
mid,
halo.
where Lucid's been able to find those angles, and Genji are just getting engaged on.
Game's still close. I'm just a little concerned as well because this Gwen's starting to become a real problem. Cassiopeia has fully stacked Archangels and fully stacked Seraph, sorry, and Rod of Ages. Smash has 3 items. I will say that Korea went Ardent Sensor and Shrelia's. I think a Mikhail's would 100% be the right call here. Having the cleanse for the Ari charm and for Bubble, much higher value than the attack speed and the on hit.
Oke, wah sakit banget itu Ina.
He's just getting in there. he's
doing
really
damage.
picking
Bang
out Duro.
Messi kasih
And he
tahu
has
siapa
dodged
bosnya
quite a
Bang
lot
Messi.
so far in this game, so maybe just
Oke,
saying,
Blood Thruster udah
continue
jadi.
to dodge, I'll get the Mikhails eventually.
Oh,
Only
gacor,
takes
gacor,
one
gacor.
hit,
Yep.
and also it does work on other people too. So, but yeah, I think as well in the last fight, Ruler didn't have his mirror mana fully stacked, so they weren't as strong as they should have been at that point of the game. And now you're sort of approaching the point where D+'s composition's really coming online, right? Smash is super strong, Showmekyyy's starting to feel really
Enak ya
strong,
kalau
Shiyyu
misalkan
too.
lihat Kin kagak main fighter. Senang deh aku lihat Kin tidak main
And if
fighter.
Genji are even at this point,
Woi, kenapa di pause,
If they're
woi?
even at this point, right?
Lagi menang
we'd
nih.
hope that they would be ahead in bot lane,
Curang,
ahead in top
curang.
lane. Yes, top
Ganti
lane was a
skrip,
little ahead.
anjir.
Bot lane kind of
Wah,
squandered their
mulai.
lead. And
Mulai.
overall, the goal
Saya
was
mencium bau
close.
kecurangan di
And they
sini.
need to be set up and landing the poke,
Tolong
and we're just not
hentikan.
seeing that. I'm a little concerned. This could be a really good spot for D+, especially if they start stacking up those dragons. I think the next dragon fight
Aku mencium bau
could
kecurangan
end up
oleh Genji di sini.
deciding really the story of this game.
Yeah, Genji,
Why?
not usually a team that does much happy gaming. Generally, if they get a lead, they're very good at snowballing their leads and kind of just putting an end to the game before the enemy team has an answer. But Lucid was there every single time in the bottom lane
Waduh,
when they
merusak
went way
ritme
over
nggak sih?
aggressive. And now Genji find themselves in a weird
Ritme,
spot they
hello.
don't find themselves in very often. And shout out to D+Kia, you know, there are so many numbers and things that we can say.
Oh, ke
Well,
WC
that's so long
salah,
ago.
ternyata
Lucid is
Lucid
left
kebelet coy.
Same for
Oke.
career. Please don't tell
kebelet,
me
bro.
this is a almost full team toilet issue in the middle of the game.
Ternyata Lucid kebelet, men.
I guess we're just allowed to take toilet
Okay.
issues and toilet breaks at any time. Fox, do you perhaps have to use the restroom?
No.
Well, if you did, you could just leave, okay? I'll hold down the fort.
Look,
so
here's
it's
my
all right.
take. Here's my take.
Dapat
I
apa
know,
botol Red
obviously,
Bull?
Wolf has strong opinions about
Beli
this.
satu aja, pengap.
I definitely lean towards
Mana mungkin
Wolf's
saya beli 2
ideology.
botol?
But I
not
actually
as-
have more
Minuman
issue
sekem
with the
ini.
toilet issue when it's right at the start of the game. Okay? That's what bothers me, because if it's right at the start of the game, like, you should have known in the break
Yeah.
or before the game. If you're 24 minutes in the game, sometimes maybe
Stuff happens.
stuff happens,
Ada
right?
orang Eropa tuh.
Maybe you have something you ate last night, or you have a stomach bug, or you just drank too much water.
The whole team? Like all
No,
four of them?
No, because what I think happened
Benar,
is one
benar,
player
benar
called for it,
tuh
and the others were like,
tulisannya.
we'll just all go,
Smash
right?
pernah bantai ruler.
It
Di split
happens,
1
right?
2025.
Sometimes these things do.
Benar.
Obviously, ideally, it
Aku
wouldn't
nonton
happen,
matchnya.
but things happen, It's
Aku
better than
nonton
the
matchnya itu.
player who's
Si
stuck in a
Smash waktu
comfortable
main
position.
Kaisa.
I'm more accommodating, especially in longer games. This hasn't been that long. It's only been
I
24
watched
minutes.
that
if it
match.
were 44 minutes, I'd say okay.
But I do
Sure.
think, circumstances happen if you've been in the game for a while. I do think that when it's like the game hasn't even started, and it's like, yes, there are exceptional circumstances, but when we had like so many games where the game hasn't even started,
Yeah.
Judulnya
it's
Saru
like,
banget ya. Saru.
we just had a break.
Saru
you
tuh
know?
apa?
Yeah, I
Monkey.
think also when one player does it,
3
and
orang
it's
Dike
allowed,
kemana?
other players are like, oh, I can
Lagi
do that as well.
lagi
And
pamer
it does feel
jamur
like we've
kayaknya.
become a little bit more
Bertiga.
lenient with the toilet issues over the years. I remember the first one, that was like a huge deal, and like QV's running across the stadium, and it was like 40 minutes into the game. It was a very slow meta, and something like that hadn't really happened before, not to that extent. It was a close game as well, so it was like very tense, but he was like, sorry guys, I have to go, But nowadays it's like, oh, I'm feeling a little bit uncomfortable 20 minutes in. Let's get the whole team down there. And yes,
Yeah.
I know that is one person and it kind of snowballed, but
I think that's the thing, is that like, obviously obviously pausing the game and taking the
kawaii.
momentum out of it isn't ideal, but I wouldn't want a
Kawaii.
player to feel like, they're stuck on the stage in a really uncomfortable position. So, we kind of have to take the unfortunate
kayak
pause
kopinya
with the fact
dikasih
that,
sesuatu deh.
it means that the players
Jadi inget itu gak sih? Inget
Get out of
kemarin
that
pas
uncomfortable situation.
those two were in an 8-year
Pas
relationship and a 6-year
itu
relationship.
case pakap ya,
rooting for
pas
Genji.
case pakap
So for the first 2 years of
Hanwha
their
Live 5
relationship,
orang
who knows who they
ke
were
WC.
with? It wasn't Genji.
Wow,
But
interesting.
after
Diracunin
that,
itu anjir. Kopinya.
sticking with
Pas case
Genji
pakap
for 6
Hanwha
years.
Live 5
6
orang
years
tuh
ago
ke
was
WC
2020,
mabar.
And that was a
Ada
pretty
apa
interesting year for
gerangan?
Genji because that was the year of Diamond Gaming at the time, winning Worlds in 2020.
Yeah.
Genji were still a strong team, but it's not like they joined on the Genji bandwagon when there were some big.
Itu boleh kayaknya
moments,
Dedemit yang
but,
suka bahas
certainly they were a
15
top
UCL di saat timnya kalah. Iya kah?
This one is girlfriend likes Chovy, boyfriend
Apakah
likes
Genji bisa
Showmekyyyy.
mengalahkan King T1?
That could be tense.
Bisa.
Yeah.
Lord Chovy mah bisa lah.
Heated even.
I like Dagon.
Pada kagak nyimpen batu apa di kantong biar mules. Itu mitos gak sih?
He's my
Emang
favorite
iya?
AD carry.
Nahan batu
Yeah.
bisa nahan berak.
This is a Chovy
Kecuali
cam.
batunya diselipin
As you
kali.
can tell, not by the Chovies,
Di
but by the cat drawing there in
Grand
the middle.
Canyon kalian mungkin
that's
bisa
what gave
nahan
it away.
berak tuh.
Yeah. I mean, he used to have like the snaggle tooth, but he since then got
Udah balik.
braces and
Si Karir sama
Looks
Lucid
great
ya, mabar
nowadays.
di WC.
we do have the return of some of the players here.
Was Korea the last
Okay.
one?
And based on the amount of time it took, you know, maybe there is something going around over there on the side of DK, because that was not a quick visit. If you catch my
Jomili,
drift. As
Choker
Lucid was
atau
the one who
Showmekyyyy
did
kayak.
start it all
Oh,
off.
he's got the smile.
Showmekyyyy
And he'll be
lah.
the last one back.
World Champion bos. Chovy World Champion
Okay.
bukan.
We should be good to go.
Showmekyyyy
Well,
bos
maybe 10.
World
You know what? Use that.
Champion
Imagine if we
bos.
unpause.
Dua
Gen G
kali
with three pause.
semifinal.
That'd be a power move, honestly. I'd respect
Dua
it.
kali final.
I think,
Chovy
they
mana
should,
ada masuk
just to
final
send the
World aja
message.
kagak pernah.
Yeah.
you know. And what could the refs say, you know?
You have gone.
Showmekyyyy dua kali
I
final
only
bos.
felt like I had to go now.
Senggol dong.
All right, well, we're here to play League of Legends. Thankfully, the League of Legends has begun again. Let's just pretend that was a mouse issue.
Sure. Whatever you say, Brendan.
Yeah, Lucid with the mouse issue, but we're all back into the game as Gen G.
Chovy tahun ini menang
Well,
World guys. Chovy
this is
menang
two
ini tahun
seats
World.
there,
Ya ya.
But it's
Okay.
okay.
Okay, we're in the
Chovy
game.
tahun ini menang World, tenang.
Still
tenang.
super close. Dragon in the minute
Chill,
15.
chill.
I feel like this is a really big point of the game, especially with Baron
Chill,
available.
guys.
And a lot of DPS on both sides. A big fight win here probably just leads to Baron. I think Gen G need to get set up, poke and prod. Get some poke down to the right members. And ultimately, don't let Lucid anywhere near your squishy champions, which is a lot of them, if we're being real. And also care Smash. If you land CC on Smash, though,
Sudah
there's no
saatnya
outs.
sih tahun ini sih
if
Chovy.
Chovy
tuh.
does connect the charm this time, there's no way to free him from
Tahun
that.
ini yang menang
Yeah,
Faker
second
kayak nggak
time's the
ada. Masa T1
charm.
mulu, bosan anjir.
Get it?
No, I'm not following.
Oh, well, that's okay.
You'll have to explain it later.
I got
Gitu
you.
bisa sih, gitu
Yeah.
sih tahun ini sih.
Right now, Gen G doing a
Gitu
decent
sih,
job
gila,
of getting
rosternya sih.
vision in the area.
Bertalenta banget ya. Kayaknya gitu sih tahun ini
You
sih.
need to start getting some poke down as the members of D Plus try and push in. If they can start to get some poke down, that's ideal. Chovy holding off Hugh at the moment. Smash has Bloodthirster, so he's able to sustain up a decent amount. In the meantime,
Menang guys, G2 tahun ini menang World deh. Mungkin
Gen G?
kayaknya sih final Gen G lawan G2 sih
Hide on
kayaknya.
bush.
yeah,
Aku udah
Let the quirky
memprediksi sih.
engage.
a little bit of poke there.
Final
Remember,
World
the
tahun ini sih
J-Shock
Gen
class
G
did get
G2
nerfed
sih
on this
kayaknya.
patch, so not really.
Feels like it
Seru
does
tuh.
nothing.
It's not hitting that hard. Oh, there's a snake
They
behind.
saw him. Like, they know he's here. And now
Aduh,
Showmekyyyy
aduh.
just
Itu
going
ular,
to
gua
try to
kenapa situ,
flash away, but
wey?
instead he's just going to die. So
Okay, that's not good.
the gambit does
pengalihan
not pay
isu?
off.
Yeah.
Although they are going to get tier 1, but they're losing the Drake for sure.
Went for the sneaky flank, got caught out.
Meanwhile, okay,
Okay,
Duro
look,
just going to
smash it!
melt just like that.
Smash
Smash
it!
diving the turret,
Smash it!
flashing underneath.
Holy
Picks up
shit,
the double
bro.
kill. Meanwhile, Chovy just a solo kill on a Gwen here on Zio in the top lane.
Smash
Pretty
memberitahu
interesting how that
siapa
one
bosnya di sini.
managed to work out. The Dragon, by the way, was not taken. So Kenyon had to back away just based off the aggression of DK.
Yeah, this ends up working out favorably for D+.
Yeah.
Ruler and Juro step up too far in the mid lane, get exploded by Smash.
They're just going to do Baron.
Duh.
No.
Chat.
Just kidding.
No, he's
Oh,
taking the
no.
Skull Crown.
Kenyon kenapa tuh?
Yeah, so they end up getting the Dragon anyway. They circumvent the entire situation because Ruler and Juro just disrespect Smash and Korea in this situation.
When have they done that before?
Well, Duro especially, that was super egregious. And Ruler also goes down. It was well played by Smash there, but just complete disrespect, I feel. You know, you're on a squishy Nami. Can't be walking up like that. And the rest of the team is forced to move to peel. Chovy does find a nice solo kill here. With the Shroud down, he's like, okay, it's go time.
Dipantat-pantatin sama
He
Chovy
does the
anjir.
old, press my ult several times.
Yeah.
The Q misses. The charm does hit though, and then he gets the follow-up Q there. Well played. But this Yunara is very scary, and I believe Korea will eventually get a Mikhails.
Eventually, but first he will get the Oblivion Orb.
He already had that.
Forbidden Idol. But yeah, it's taking quite a while, is the point. And, you know, when Smash first picked Yunara, we were saying, hey, you know, there's Nautilus available. There are ways for Gen.G to deal with this, but Yunara is very strong, especially if it gets fed. He's pretty fed, and he's ahead of Ruler, who got his Corki, one of Ruler's
Tapi ini
favorite
nanti
picks.
kalau Yunara keciduk
Nowadays, if not his
sekali,
favorite.
gimana ya?
And
Goldnya
we
di
were thinking,
Yunara semua,
especially
guys.
after the double kill in the bottom lane under the turret, that Gen.G were just going to roll this game too.
I mean, I'm gonna be
Goldnya
honest, they
ngumpul
should
di
have,
Yunara semua.
right?
Ntar kalau
They
Yunaranya
should have
pecah,
been, when you have that
gimana nih,
much of a lead in the
bos?
bot lane,
Apakah
they
Gwen
played
kita
this one
bisa
very fast and loose,
berdansa?
and Ruler and Duro, it's been a bit sloppy.
Is our Gen
Chobi
cooking?
also
Gwen?
kind of has been bullied out a little bit by Showmekyyyy in the lane. He has picked up some gold now, he is ahead, but the lane wasn't super advantageous. Showmekyyyy was holding his own. Top lane,
Apakah
Kingston
Anda tidak
fine,
percaya pada
but you know,
Showmekyyyy?
it's Jason
Percaya
Gwen,
aku.
right? What takeaways
Showmekyyyy
from that
is
is
my
that?
soul.
And Shock Blast, they're just not doing that
Tapi
much
dia
damage.
main Cassiopeia
You
sekarang.
know, I think the big takeaway is he was pushed out from the jungle.
Oh, this time he is going to force
ini
Chovy
dia.
to use all his dashes
I
in the
always
opposite
trust you,
direction.
Siu.
Nearly dies to the final blast of needles.
But they reduced the damage of the Shock Blast quite significantly.
Dia gak punya
they
Shadow
lowered
Flame
the
sih.
80 ratio. They
Gwen,
lowered the
Gwen
base
bikin Shadow
damage.
Flame gak sih?
And it's amplified by the
Kalau di Wild
acceleration
Rift kan
gate.
bikin ya?
So the nerfs feel even
Oblivion
worse.
Orb.
Yeah.
And I just feel
Kalau
like
di PC
we've seen
kayaknya
it
nggak bikin
now.
ya?
It's just
Shadow
not doing
Flame.
that much damage. So
Yeah, I mean, a Jace that's ahead is supposed to be nearly winning engagements by just shock blasting you from afar.
yeah.
Like, we've seen that if you hit the right targets, and a lot of the times he's been hitting Lucid, who is not the right target, but shouldn't be taking that little damage. For
Ya,
sure.
Chovy cemen kagak beli
Or maybe he
Mejai.
should with the changes. So
Showmekyyyy
that's what you get for
dong,
picking
beli
the Jace.
Mejai.
Lane dominance
Stack
into
30
the Gwen,
bos,
picks up
main
Dusk and
TF
Dawn
kemarin.
and takes over the game. Which is probably going to happen. Oh, the tidal wave very
Okay.
nice, but I don't think Ruler gets out
Smash
anyway.
it!
As Lucid just
Baron
finds
Bessie,
the
boss.
angle. Bit of a Ruler spot there, as he does not have his flash and is just hanging around,
Bang
no
Lucid?
vision in mid lane.
Bang Lucid? Bang Lucid?
While
Bang
Lucid
Lucid?
takes a
Bang
bit of a
Lucid?
chunk, but
Every time I see the Shock Blast hit Lucid, I'm like, is that it?
yeah.
Is that actually it?
Is that all you have to offer,
Kamu
Jace?
dukung DK apa Genji?
And honestly, they could have gone
Dukung
something
DK lah.
else. Like, the Akali was available, and Akali just kind of mangled Gwen. Yeah, just caught out. You know, I talked about some of the concerns for them reaching the Corki. They're not really struggling with it. They're kind of just charging at him. Lucy doing a great job this game. Was underperforming last one, but really finding the angles here. And Cloud Soul's in a minute. If they get Cloud Soul, they will just run them down at every opportunity. Gen.G do not stand a chance.
Yeah. And the amount of poke you're doing will severely fall off as more and more items and levels come in for the side of DK.
Ruler
Your Jace is
padahal
going to feel even
enggak sih,
more
Ruler mah.
useless.
Ruler mah
as the game comes
sebehind
along.
apapun tidak bisa diremehkan, guys.
And this is looking
Nggak
good for
boleh
D plus
lengah
Kia.
dikit sih.
D plus Kia have not won a match in the last 20
Mau-
matches
pokoknya
against
mau
Gen.G, but they have won games. They have won
Behind apapun
games here and
Ruler
there.
tidak
no
boleh
one's won
lengah
a
ya.
single game against Gen.G all LCK
Jangan
Cup.
kasih kendor.
Yeah.
This would be the first game loss for Gen.G this year. Well,
Tahu-tahu
the X-Cup
pentakill
was
kan.
last year.
Yeah.
So first game loss for Gen.G this year, which is crazy to think about because we are in February, halfway
Yeah.
through already.
Well, they still don't have Mikhails.
Sakit tuh
So
Showmekyyyy.
potentially an angle here. Canyon's being chunked
Wih,
out so much
kiting-nya,
before
bos.
the fight even begins by the Cassiopeia. And now they can just kind of run at the dragon. They have so much damage on this. They don't even need
DK
the
solo.
Yunara.
DK dapat solo ini.
But here comes Gen.G pushing down the mid lane.
Baron cuk, Baron cuk, Baron cuk, Baron cuk.
Baron.
To approach
Baron,
when you don't
Baron.
have vision. If
Baron.
you run in there, they'll just engage on you. They're trying to threaten the Baron, but I mean, this is just not
Gak
realistic.
apa-apa, gak apa-apa. Cloud. Dapat Cloud langsung
This is
nyampe
on
kita.
vision.
Movement speed. Gak bisa, gak bisa.
Showmaker does have TP as well. You see they pull off the Baron.
Okay,
They're not
dapat
actually
Cloud
going for this. That Shock Blast did some damage, okay?
Yeah. Squish your target.
TP's coming
Wah,
in.
Cloud Soul Yunara Lulu sih OP gak sih guys?
Actually, don't really get too much value out of
Lulu
that. They're
Yunara
going to
Cloud
get
Soul
first
OP
track
banget
mid
gak sih?
lane inner. So they do take that down.
Genji are in a comfortable spot here.
Well,
Chiu.
they want to go in on a
Chiu.
team and try to burst him down before the fight
Chiu.
even begins. He's in the mist and he
Chiu.
is immune,
Ala,
but not for
Duro.
long, as eventually he will be
Wah,
taken down.
gede
Even
banget, Duro.
the Wild Growth gets used here, as he was 100%
Wah,
dead,
Duro
Wild
GG
Growth
sih.
or not.
Can they do Baron though is the question. They've been a lot of tools there already. Duro and Canyon's ults down. This is still risky.
My eyes are on Chovy. He's got the engaged potential. Lucid's going to go in. Ruler
Oke,
takes it.
Smashy! Smashy! Kasih tahu siapa bosnya Smashy! Aduh nyangkut, aduh nyangkut, aduh nyangkut, aduh nyangkut, aduh nyangkut.
And that's going to be a lot of damage
Aduh
taken
nyangkut,
away.
aduh nyangkut, Smashy nyangkut, Smashy nyangkut.
As Chovy goes back in, Lucid
GA,
on the
lari, lari, lari!
backswing is taken down by Chovy. A very close fight in this one. But Smash does go down.
Yeah, a lot of shutdowns picked up for Genji. They end up ahead in gold, but the problem is the soul is still in the pockets of D+. And it's still fairly even in terms of the fight. They managed to get Shu here. It's a good pick. The TP comes round. And as you said, the Wild Growth is used, but doesn't really change the fate. Kind of wasted there. But here, the damage that comes down, that ends up finding both Keen and Ruler. Smash doing so much here. Lucid connects on a Ruler, Smash shreds both of them, and then Lucid follows up. Smash goes too far though. Ends up getting taken down by Chovy. Chovy then ends up getting this clean up here on a Lucid. It's close, really close to him going down, but the flash away keeps him alive.
Daripada Corki sih.
Disengage from the situation.
Oke lah ya, kasih lah, aduh, ya.
Baron here in live? It looks like with Showmekyyyy, Showmekyyyy is still done. So I think with Showmekyyyy not in the game at the moment for 10 seconds and no TP. Oh no, he's gonna face check the brush. And DK, you cannot afford to make little mistakes like this and give free kills to Genji. Yes, you're ahead, you have the Cloud Soul, but they will always punish you.
This is such a frustrating game for D+, because that play around the Baron, it doesn't feel great, but it doesn't feel that bad. It was pretty even until Showmekyyyy died in the back end. You know, we thought he was out.
And now they're trying to overextend.
Udah sih bang, ada Baron itu bang. Bang!
I mean, they don't have Shu, they're just, I don't know, it feels like DK are the desperate ones.
They've lost all discipline. This is unnecessary. They're just throwing themselves at Genji.
This was, I mean, DK were in total control of this game. And it was close, but like, a couple big mistakes here and there, and now all of a sudden it doesn't feel all that close.
I mean, the gold was neck and neck. Even though it felt like D+ were getting these advantages, Smash was fed. They got the Cloud Soul, which should have really helped them out.
Okay,
the gold was close, and now Genji are 6,000 gold up.
This is a big Red Bull Baron power play, almost 4,000 gold and counting.
I think this is why it feels so frustrating, because this was such a winnable game for D+, and they've just thrown it away.
You know, 5,000 gold ahead.
Showmekyyyy should have been able to disengage from the situation.
Yeah.
The Baron shouldn't have gone over. Shu ends up getting caught. Lucid ends up overstepping and getting blown up. You have an 8-3-3 Yunara.
Masih bisa.
With Cloud Soul, you can just pop ult and run them down, and you're
Masih bisa.
Dives in here, gets disengaged.
Ini Nami-nya sih ganggu sih.
Heal from Duro, and they just blow them up. And now
Duro
Chovy
sih rese banget ya.
Chovy is in trouble indeed.
Chovy
He does
mati
not
sih
have
harusnya.
his ult, and just like that, will be taken down.
Okay, good pick.
Nice,
But there's
nice,
nothing
nice.
really to capitalize on in the meantime.
Nami
Still
sih,
good to pick it up.
Naminya harus
Don't get me
ada
wrong.
yang nangkep
With
deh.
Chovy just,
Sumpah, Duro
I'm pretty
jago
sure he
banget.
had
Nami.
no components in his inventory, if I'm right. I think he just outright bought a
Nami dari tadi
void staff.
trouble deh sumpah.
Well, he's pretty giga-fed.
Yeah, he's pretty monster-fed.
Sebenarnya Gwen bisa
He's
planking
pretty
sih, tapi
omega-fed at this
He
point
was
in the
not
game.
having a good time in lane as well.
si Wu gak tahu tuh
He was
bisa
kind of having a
gak.
rough one, and he's just taken over this game.
Yeah.
So he's pretty monster-fed. There is a Mikhails now for Korea, but doesn't stop the damage.
Yeah.
Just stops the CC. Elder in a mid 13, and you're now at a big deficit. This game doesn't feel nearly as good as it did before. And I feel like if you lose this game when you were, you know, an
Mestinya si
arm's
Wu main
length
Gwen on
away
hit.
from having it
GA.
Itu lumayan on hit gak sih build-nya?
In
Down and
control,
dash kan attack speed juga
you're
kan?
gonna feel so bad.
Tapi tadi aku lihat emang bagusan
50
assorted sih.
seconds, GA picked up Fakeen. A lot of these final items starting to come in.
Yeah, the timing on this is very important. You see that final item bought with the GA. As you got to be careful about stepping up to the Corki. Because he's got range, he's got Nami, and even though he's behind the Unara, he still does tons of damage.
Well, they have the poke, really.
Yeah.
You know, we wouldn't see them set up
Shiyu.
for it or them doing this much before.
Not like this. Well, actually, exactly like this. Caught on vision, kind of a wonky ward spot.
Can you
Shiyu
stop
just does
doing
not
that,
expect it.
you?
Although they didn't have ward in the bush either, so yeah, just assuming he would be okay. But Chovy's just so
Udah,
fast that
gak ada
you
top lane-nya.
can't make those plays anymore.
Mundur!
Not at this point in the game. So now we got Elder in 5 seconds, and they don't have their Gwen.
Nah, gak usah nge-push gak sih?
I'm not even sure if they can make it in here. They're gonna take so
Ntar
much
kalau
poke
mereka dapat
as
Elder,
they move
dibantai
forward.
kita anjir.
They're already so low.
It's a very awkward spot
Aduh,
to try
gak ada
to
Shiyu, cowok.
approach
Smash.
the dragon when you don't have vision in the brush.
Harus
And they're just-
masuk, harus
they're
masuk,
focusing
harus
down the
masuk.
Elder. It's
Harus
getting quite
masuk.
low.
Awas!
It's does come
Mundur,
in from
mundur, mundur.
Canyon's gonna force
Namanya
them
ulti,
back.
namanya ulti, namanya ulti, namanya
But
ulti.
Lucid can't
Masuk,
get
masuk,
access to
masuk.
this pit.
Go,
It's
go,
just
go,
gonna
go,
be a
go, go.
flip.
Nice!
Lucid with the big
Udah dah,
pickup
udah dah,
as
mundur,
he's gonna
mundur,
go down,
mundur,
but now
mundur, sambil mundur,
Showmakyyy's
sambil mundur, sambil mundur, sambil
Trying to
mundur.
move forward with that elbow buff.
Kite,
Not quite able to
kite.
get on in
Nice!
there just yet, but they do take out Keen. And they say, okay, we got the Elder, that's good enough. Joby wants more, though. He's gonna flash on in, takes out Lucid, forces a flash himself. And now Smash goes in and just goes to his GA. Doesn't get the kill on a ruler. So that could be pretty big, and we do have the Reds coming in. Joby, and that is gigantic from Joby, but still, Showmaker alive, Canyon trying to survive, so the game doesn't end, but he will go down. And DK will look to push mid.
That's enough to
Itu
have a
dia.
plan. They can end the
Itu
game.
dia
The
world
hero
champion,
play from Smash
boss.
and Lucy. They
We
get the
win,
Elder Lord
boss.
up. They get the smite. They bring the game back.
Gwen, guys.
And the game is over.
Gwen mati
It's
itu
just over
calculated,
from here.
guys. Calculated
17
itu.
seconds on the Jace, there's no chance.
Siu itu sudah memperhitungkan. Dia sudah mengkalkulate cooldown mati dia. Dia percaya jungle-nya bakal mendapatkan Dragon Elder, ya kan?
Oh man, a tense
He
one.
trusts
It felt like it
him.
was slipping away from D+, but a clutch play in the end. The
Gila,
focus
mind-blowing,
on the Elder,
mind-blowing.
you can see in the coach booth.
Mind blowing.
Listen, he knows. That smite
Ciu
came
tuh
in
tadi
clutch.
sudah
That was
mengkalkulasi, wow,
a difficult one
aku
to
percaya
finish
jungleku
out.
akan mendapatkan
They came
Elder.
down the smite
Aku
on
akan
Elder,
pura-pura
and I
mati
think
di sini.
Genji letting it get low enough that
Lalu
they could
setelah
just
aku
rush
respawn,
in and
aku akan
finish it out.
meratakan
Yep,
Genji
smash with the 40K
dengan
damage
flanking
there.
yang amat
And
crazy
look at
dari
that
Gwen.
overlap. That was absolute
Damn.
chaos. They handed Genji
Insanity,
their first
insanity.
game loss of the year. And we've seen
Insane.
so many situations like this. Genji have had massive undefeated streaks in the LCK.
Crazy,
and
crazy.
sometimes it happens, right?
GG
They
nih,
start
GG
to
nih.
fall behind,
Cerdas banget ya,
and they
Siu
claw it
ya.
back and it feels like they're inevitable, but D+ say no. We're at least getting one game tonight.
Well, they got a big one, a very close one. It ended up being as a bit of a roller coaster there in the last 5 or so minutes with the Baron fights and the Elder, obviously. So now we got 1-1. DK is actually in the series, and we'll take a break.
Dokter Tirta ngapain main ADC di Genji? Mana ada Dokter Tirta? Gila, Siu sih main kontrolnya parah sih tadi. Kalkulasi good death-nya tuh pekat nih. Gue kemarin mandi dulu deh.
코르키 야
양쪽 빠지고.
가자 가야 돼
싸워 그래.
간다
야 장로. 야 장로.
왔다 야 뒤에 묶어줄게 빨리 가
제이스부터.
나 10초.
나 봐줘
나 8초.
천천히.
야 근데 미칼 대신 미드
야 바텀. 야 텔 보고. 야 텔 보고 바텀으로 쪼이는 거야.
야나 죽었다
야 아리.
야 봐줘. 야 신봐줘.
좋아.
야 쳤어.
야 나만
좋아.
펠잘 써야 돼 얘들아
싸우.
아리 노공이야 금지야
싸워.
아리 매우 야 싸워봐줘 싸워할 수 있는 사람 싸워
싸우면 끝나. 싸우면 끝나 얘들아. 싸우면 끝나. 야 바텀.
싸워봐줘 싸워
쉬어 여기 좀. 야 바텀.
아 미드
용신 레드포스는 일찌감치 올라와서 기다리고 있는 상황, 그리고 DN 슈퍼스는 기세가 한껏 올라와 있는 상황입니다. 과연 어떤 팀이 플레이오프로 올라가게 될지 양 팀의 세 번째 세트 출발합니다.
리신 어디야?
리신 지금 늑대. 탑 이번에 싸움 날 만해.
자, 그리고 킹겐의 점화 돌아왔거든요. 점화 걸고 너 전멸 없잖아. 그다음에
탑 잡았다. 아유 죽었고.
얘 라인 푸시하려나?
푸시할 것 같은데 그냥 걸리면 노플이야 노플.
오케이
야 탑이다. 나 살짝 흔들어 볼게.
잡았다
노플. 와 큐도 많네. 이번에 탑 싸움 나면 그냥 다이브 깎아내 볼게.
Sayang banget itu DNS udah pulang.
얘 필. 라인 밀 수 있냐? 밀 수 있어. 노플이야 노플.
Pada pengen lihat Lord Dudu loh masuk final
야,
nih.
이거 음파만 맞추면 줘봐. 탑인가? 뭐지 얘? 얘 지금 여기 아니면 유충 갔어. 나 가는 중. 깔 수 있냐? 괜찮? 형만 안 죽으면 돼.
나 갔다
나 빼긴 할게 일단. 음파 못 맞췄네. 나 죽은데 이러면?
Dokter Tirta. Emang ruler mirip Dokter Tirta ya?
전령삼 지금 좀 전성이 같은데.
Dari mananya anjir?
깊게 나오면 보자.
Botak gitu ruler.
얘 섰다.
봐줄게. 텔 보고 있어 나도.
보인다
난 마텔 찍을 생각해. 이거 멀어서 여기 나오면 볼게. 먹고 하자.
DNS masih ada low bracket versus DRX.
밀자.
Oh iya bener ya?
이거 싸움 게임만.
알리 썸킬 빠졌다
짜워볼게. 이거 조금 쓸리긴 한다. 좋다. 좋아.
날라가
우리 얘는 사이언 볼게. 뺄게. 바텀 갈게 이들. 사이언이 바텀 간다.
아지를 보일 때 좀 깊게 나가보자
세게 들어갈게.
디테일한테 무조건 있어
디테일 어차피 아지르야. 디테일 보는 거다. 나 이거 우리 이만 좀 볼게. 야 볼게. 우리. 잘 탔다. 나 펼칠게 이거. 펼칠게. 투자해 봐봐. 괜찮아. 앞라인부터 천천히 쳐봐. 아지르 디테일. 야 천천히. 야 이제. 리신 도구. 야 일로 와볼래? 맞아. 일로. 빼. 내가 이겼어. 못 봤다. 그래. 한타 하면 그냥 기분 좋을 때 우리가. 그냥 맞대면.
Tapi aku suka sih tim-tim kayak DRX sama di NK VX gitu. Soalnya skillnya rata gitu.
이제 높아.
이제 보자.
Gak ada yang bersinar sendiri gitu. DRX sama apa? BNK VX tuh gitu. BNK Diablo masih di atas semuanya sih, tapi maksudnya skill ceilingnya seimbang gitu satu tim. Jadi DRX sama BNK itu bagus banget sinerginya. DK juga gitu, kayak DK sekarang agak berat ke smash sih sekarang. Sama Showmaker, Lucidnya bawah banget ininya, ceilingnya. Lucid is pretty low. Lucid sama Siwu. Kalau DRX tuh seimbang gitu, Dudu, Wheeler, Ukal, Tayun. Tayun. Siapa? Ya, ADC-nya Jiwu ya?
끝날 것 같다. 근데 이거 2차 있어서 안 끝날 만도 해. 그러니까. 근데 안 끝날 것 같긴 해. 안 끝날 것 같아. 바로 가자. 우리 레드 쪽 돌아 있을 만하고. 야 이러고 우리 치자.
우리가 계속 이렇게 압박 주면 좋을 듯. 안 죽는 선에서 기다려줄게. 그래서
얘네가 친다. 얘네가 쳐야 돼. 네, 집 끊으면서 백도도 살짝 생각하자.
Baru map Lik sama Wingrip sama tapi kayak lebih gedean Lik ya. Wingrip movement speednya lebih cepet kah? Wingrip kehitungnya MOBA paling lelet sih kalau soal gerakan ya. Mapnya juga sebenarnya nggak gede-gede banget sih, sama aja. Cuma ini mah karena versi PC aja, versi PC emang lebih gede. Big.
우리도 플레이오프로 간다. 디엔스퍼스가 농심을 꺾고 플레이오프로 올라갑니다.
Peter sih jadi next best support. Sure. Tapi akhir-akhirnya aku lagi ngepen sama Andil sih.
Hello everyone.
DRX
Welcome
Andil.
back to the space. Check your hands. There's series all over it. It is 1-1.
Kalau support ya.
As D+Kyyyy come back against Gen G, and you know, sometimes we like to cash in when we know, but a lot of the times we don't know. As we pull up the
LCK Cup
predictions,
GF di Hong Kong.
that's
Iya, katanya finalnya di Hong Kong ya. Itu orang Koreanya udah pada demo kah?
I was feeling pretty good about it.
Acara Korea kok di Hong Kong ya? Demo nggak sih?
Strong. Like, all right, well, it might be the 3-0 we all thought.
Like you guys know that I was talking about, oh, this draft is so good.
yeah.
I'm gonna vote for Gen G 2-0, and then like, oh, I don't know now.
Yeah. Only a couple of talents still have a perfect prediction left at 3-1 for Gen G, but D+ did a great job here. Let's dive into it with the draft.
All right, so Umti and I were talking about the Jace pick. I was losing my mind. I was like, this is such a great Jace angle. They already have the Ahri here. So when you have the Ahri set, you have some engage with that. Your
Demen
bottom
banget
2v2
aku
is
lihat
gonna be super strong with
Kin
Nami
main
still
Jace.
available. You can play through that, but also the Jace is going to be able to
Kebantai
isolate the
lu
Gwen
ya.
and shut down that side lane win condition.
Terbukti
So
Kin
I
itu
really
emang
like
gak boleh
Jace
dikasih
into
fighter.
Gwen as a counter pick here, even though Jace isn't considered to be that
Jangan
strong on the
pernah
top lane
kasih
right
Kin
now.
main fighter.
Unfortunately for Gen G though, the
Terlalu
bottom lane
mematikan.
had some accidents. There was some
Kasih lah dia
incidents
main
down there that
Jace
meant that
gitu
this
ya
did
kan.
not work out the way they wanted. And also Shiu played the Gwen matchup
Kennen
into the Jace quite well, but I
kali.
really liked the draft here for Gen G with that Jace
Emang
pick.
Genji tuh Kin tuh harus kita
They didn't pick Nami at the
harus
1-3.
kita
They
hentikan.
didn't pick the top cannon like that kind of pick 1-3. So I was thinking like, is it a like
The
ISO
secret
draft or
carry
something?
of Genji
But
is
they just finished it
Kin.
with Ahri and banning Showmaker and shutting down the Showmaker, and they just finished with the Jace. Then I was like, whoa.
All right, clean. I really thought the Gen G's draft was very smart at the beginning. We were like, where are they going with
Lihat
this? But at the
harusnya
end, it
MSI
ended up nice.
2026 di
They got there in
Vietnam
terms of
soalnya
draft, but
fanbase
early
gede
on, as you
juga.
said, bot
Jangan
lane,
Korea terus.
Highlights were the key
Aku
here
justru
at the
pengen di
beginning of it.
Jepang sih kalau bisa. Sekali-kali
Yeah, so I think the first thing
biar
is the,
Jepang
like,
bisa
when they were
masuk
playing
World 2
aggressive,
tim
it
gitu.
was their
Kasihan kan
stronger
ya.
timing, but the
Viewers
Sentinel was,
Jepang
like,
kuat
touching the
loh.
dragon, and Wukong was coming faster at the lane. And then this was the start for the
Udah
Yunara.
gitu
Yunara
tuh
was
tempat
actually
turis kan
used
Jepang.
like art, but this
Pasti
made
orang
it
pada seneng lah
They just
terbang ke
really
Jepang
overplayed their hands
dengan
well.
senang
The
hati.
Nami ultimate was thrown out early. It did not work, and so this is the initial core fight here for Gen G. For sure, they get the kill back on the Lucid, but it's the Yunara that's becoming a big problem early on. And it happens a second time, you know, and this is the kind of play that when you are trying to heavily just go, okay, Jace is self-sufficient on the top lane, I am going to play through bottom side, we're going to make this, you know, Corki ahead, we're going to get this Corki ahead, and you make plays like this where you Valkyrie in first, you don't know where the enemy jungler is, you're flipping this bottom win con on a whim, it feels like it looks like this is a ruler call, we're not 100% sure on the Valk in there, but you know, now your game plan is a little bit trickier to pull off.
And more importantly, the game plan for D+ is going. This is yet again another opportunity for Smash to carry. He is a player that can do that, unless you make a mistake, which is what happens here in highlight number 2, top side of the map. Shiwu trying to push a little bit too much. 33 minutes in the game. This is late. He gets caught out here.
So the situation-wise, it was like Genji was trying to force the Baron, they failed. So DK thought they're gonna just be base. So Siu was playing it aggressive at the lane, but
Itu
Genji
Duro
was
dari
just
tadi
hiding
ganggu
there for
mulu
the entire
tuh
time. And then
Naminya.
Career
Tiap team
What
fight.
is this? Okay, there was no saving this. At least it didn't flash for it. I was so scared he was going to eat ults. And now, Smash, your big win con. Your Yunara does not have wild growths for survivability in this fight. And even still, look at Smash, man. He's like practically zero. He's on the edge. He's like, I'm waiting to go in. I'm going to press my buttons. I am going to pop off. I'm
Halo
level
Bude,
16,
halo
and
SLR.
I'm ready to send us to a 1-1 scoreline. And if he has wild growth when he goes in here, I think he survives. Survives right here, but they don't have it because they used it on the Gwen for some reason, career. And this ended up being a big turning point for Gen.G to get back in control of the game. They get the Baron after this.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, there was a Lulu ult. I don't think Smash even knew that Lulu doesn't have ult. That's why I think he just flashed forward. But that was a tight match.
Yeah, you know, maybe trying to do a little bit too much for career, trying to solve a problem that shouldn't have happened in the first place. Gen.G take control of the game, and then it leads us to an Elder flip that goes the way of D+. But it's not just the flip, it's the decision by Chovy at the end to try and fight through this Elder.
So at the start, the fight was like quite, it looks even at the start, but the Lucid just steals the Elder and goes to the enemy side. So Keen and Lucid was doing the same job. But the thing is, Gen.G is fighting at the boss side, which is the blue side zone, so they can't retreat now.
Yeah, so Keen goes in because he has GA, but the rest of the team can't rejoin. And at this point, Chovy's like, there's only one way out of this situation. It's fighting your way through. I love his turn here. The chase comes through. He plays this incredibly well, but they don't have, they're fighting into Elder buff, right? The teleport comes through here as well for Shio, who's back at full health, and there's just no way they can win this subsequent fight. I think the way the setup was there for Gen.G was one of the biggest problems because they needed to be able to zone and actually control that smite. The fact that it goes down to a 50-50 cost them this game.
Yeah, holding on with resilience was D+.
Itu
They
ini
forced
masih
the Elder and find
game
themselves
keempat ya
tied
guys
up
ya.
in the
Kemungkinan
series,
masih ada satu game lagi sih.
1-1. What an ending to that game. Can't wait to see how it's going to go in game number 3.
Game 3 deng, masih ada 3 game
Thank you
lagi.
guys. We were back here on the cast for game number
Pegal.
3. Smash definitely having a big game in that one, but a lot of different moments that we did see going the way of DK early, mid, and late that led to
Saatnya
their
mode
victory.
coach dulu guys sih.
And Gen.G gonna pick first pick, not surprising, which means that DK, of course, gonna go for blue side.
It's time to coach mode.
And
DK first pick ya.
That comfort zone.
But they won on first pick.
What does it mean by that?
What did they mean by that? They're the only team to beat Gen.G, and it was with first pick.
Yeah, interesting.
Nico Ben, nice.
Interesting.
Maybe they should experiment a little bit here in
Varus
the middle
Ben?
of this series.
No, they have to pick blue side.
Boleh.
Well,
They did win on blue side, right?
they did, yeah.
And that is to them the most important thing.
It's better than them picking red side after Gen.G pick first pick at least, but we'll see what happens in this game.
Ambessa
You know,
Ben?
if DK do go down, they will have the option to pick first pick.
Itu gak sih
which,
apa namanya? Oriana.
probably will not. Ambessa is going to be selected.
Ah, benar,
Oriana
cocok.
once again
Setuju saya.
denied.
Yeah. Last time there was a little fight over the Rise. We'll see if something like that is set up again here. Cassiopeia has already been taken out of the pool. Do we get an Anivia ban to set up for the Rise? That is the question. Chovy's discussing.
Yeah, could also, you know, maybe give them the rise. but
Anivia.
I feel
Kalau
like
nggak ada
in game
Anivia
3
berarti
that's a bit
mau main
risky.
Rise ya. Ben
By the way,
bisa ban
Anivia.
Rise.
I think
Kalau
if we
nggak
do get
kalau nggak ban Rise bisa ban itu deh. Apelios
ban
dulu,
here.
ban Apelios.
To me, Pantheon is a high prio pick that's still available. That often gets banned early
Apelios
rotation.
udah
Hasn't
boleh
had a
di
look
ban
in yet.
sih,
So
atau
maybe
mau
that's
di pick
like something
mungkin.
you wanna prio early. We'll see.
I think you got a better way. Rise. Okay.
Going off the Aurora,
Okay,
so maintaining that ban that
Aurora.
they had in the last game. It's obviously something that can be flexed and Keen will play. So I assume it's just going to be Rise first pick here.
Yeah. Especially for this team, I mean, Chovy's fantastic.
Kalau biasanya kalau mau ban Anivia mau main Rise ya. Nanti Ruler main Apelios nih. Kecuali mau diambil sama Smash. What the fuck are they cooking? Okay.
So
First pick Ash.
yeah, we did see that sort of Ash Mundo Seraphine composition. Like you have this front line that you just buff up. You have the slows. You kind of just death ball and move forward. Honestly, pretty difficult for the Rise to cut through that. And I know Rise obviously likes to AoE when people are clumped together, but the Mundo just charging at you is
siapa
a
ini?
bit
Ada siapa
problematic.
support?
Yeah.
The Pantheon will come out, and
Pantheon?
Pantheon Rise is pretty fearsome. I'm not sure what you're going to necessarily be able to play into that mid, just with the fact that you have point-and-click CC from both parties to set it up. But my concern, for D+, it's what are you going to play mid? For Gen G, it's what are you going to play bot? Because you know you're probably going to play into Ashe Seraphine. And bot lane pool's already been thinned a good amount.
Looking
Zahin.
at Keen, thinking about Zahin.
Keen main
Yeah, and it is
Zahin.
going to be uncontested.
Zahin biasanya enak ya.
Potentially, because you assume Seraphine's coming out
Ada
here if you're
Rek'Sai.
picking this Ashe in this situation.
Yeah.
If you
Ada
don't pick
Rek'Sai,
Seraphine
ada
here, it's going to get banned. So,
Ada Sion.
assuming this is what you want,
Sion
it's
masih ada kan
kinda
ya?
like now or never.
Sion,
But they actually go in
Rek'Sai,
a different direction. They're looking at the Renata.
Renata, Ashe.
No.
Yeah, I don't
Boleh?
really see why you would
Boleh?
do that.
Yeah.
Ini bagus
okay.
toh.
Unless you specifically wanted to take Renata
Seraphine?
last wave from a Kalista Renata, but you could also just ban it away.
Seraphine is good. Ada Mundo mah enak.
Yeah, there's just really no angle. I'm kind of grasping.
But this
at
means you haven't
straws.
secured your mid, you haven't secured your top, and I'm a little bit concerned about what you're going to play in the mid lane that's going to be able to survive against this.
Yeah, DK is cooking,
And not just get bullied out. I guess maybe... I mean, it's not something that Showmekyy's played so far, but maybe like a Galio has a lot of wave clear, a lot of safety. LeBlanc has a lot of safety, but not as much wave clear. They're going to battle with
Narben.
Nar, though. They're kind of given a good
Chiu gak bisa main
matchup
Nar ya?
for Keen. The hand doesn't really like to play into
Ciu
range
bisa lah main
tops.
Sion.
Still a lot of those
Sama
openly available,
Rek'Sai
though.
kali ya.
And for D+, they're just banning anything that can kind of
Showmaker, Zoe lawan
these
Rise
bot
ya.
lane champions.
Kayaknya sih
With the Blitzcrank
enggak
and the
deh.
Nautilus being taken away.
TF kayaknya Showmaker main TF deh.
Those are really the problematic ones.
Showmaker, Twisted
there's
Fate,
obviously Thresh, but he's
lawan
not as,
Rise.
direct grab and pull. You
Kalau
have
enggak,
to hook and then go in a bit
Tristana
more,
mid
and that-
mungkin.
You still get shredded. The Victor comes through. A good amount of wave clear, but a little bit immobile.
On juga, iya On enak sih lawan Zahin.
Thinking about the Jax here.
I think Jax fits generally with the composition and is obviously Counter-Strike decent value.
This one is
into
good.
Zahin.
Lebih baik malah. Better actually.
Yeah, gonna make it annoying for pretty much whatever AD carry
This
really
one
wants to
better,
play
though.
that's left over. If this Jax does get
It can be
fed.
more great if
Not
it's
sure what
Sion,
Showmekyyy's
but
able to play, but they're leaving
this
it till
one is
last
good.
anyway. And now for the bot lane.
Uff, Kalista Renata.
No.
No.
You're not playing Kalista into Ashe Seraphine Jax, please. Okay.
Main Kalista Renata, Cok. Kalista Renata lawan Seraphim S. Cinema sih.
Well, I wish them luck. This
Absolute
is
cinema.
definitely a confidence pick from Ruladuro.
Yeah, he
Gila,
loves
dah kan Twisted Fate kan?
Kalista, But like,
Twisted Fate ke Rise enak sih. Bisa
I will
apa?
say,
Roaming,
Gen G definitely
roamingnya
challenging
bisa ngimbangin.
themselves in this one. Showmaker considering going for the TF. Actually goes to the mouth.
What?
Malzahar.
I think this is actually pretty cool. You know, we talked about
You know
the
what?
point-and-click
Why
CC being
not?
a problem.
Okay.
If you maintain your passive, a lot harder for them just to set up. You have wave clear, right? You can just kind of be non-interactive. The ult as well, suffocating into a composition. It's a short-range composition. So much control from this D+ composition. It's so hard for anyone to step up. There's so much CC. There's a lot of frontline. There's a lot of AoE, a lot of death ball. I think this is really hard for Gen G to play. If they don't get an early lead, really going to see them struggling in this one. I don't think people get to play the game.
yeah, and it's not easy to get an early lead with what they have either. I mean, unless Canyon can go insane mode on this Pantheon and just out-gank the Mundo, which generally he should be able to, but I think he's got to have a really big impact early on.
Showmaker
Yeah, I
cooking?
think
Is Showmaker cook?
realistically for the side of D+, just don't opt into these
Is Bo
unnecessary
cooking?
skirmishes. Don't take these silly fights when you don't need to.
Let him cook.
We've seen so many games, even with crazy 13,000 gold leads being thrown, right? You don't even need to get to that point though. There's plenty of fights you don't need to take.
Mungkin Twisted Pet disimpan buat game 3 kali ya, game 4 kali ya. Aku prediksinya si TF disimpan buat game 4 sih. Soalnya kan tadi udah dapat trio pick di Mundo ya. Sama apa? Ash. Jadi kalau misalkan TF dipakai sekarang agak rugi sih kali ya. Jadi makanya Malzahar. Ada kemungkinan nanti TF game 4 sih.
Alright, here we go. Level 1 shenanigans.
I think the main thing is tracking Pantheon because, you know, you should have
Halo
prior
deh,
on bot
halo
lane.
Rihyun.
As long as you just know where the Pantheon is, you should be able to have a good time in the bot
Kayaknya
lane
sekarang
2v2,
Will Trip berapa
and as
GB
long as
kalau
you're not getting
diinstal?
ganked, you're
Kalau
fine.
nggak salah
Level
ya,
6 gets a little scary because
15
Pantheon gets
GB.
access to the ult and can start to be a threat.
Iya,
yeah,
padahal Tristana mid OP loh
Just
lawan
don't fall
Rice.
apart early. And I
Damage
think
AP kan
D+'s in
ada
a great
dari
spot.
Jax, dari
I
Mundo,
think it's funny we've said
dari
that so many
Seraphim.
times, and teams have opted
Mid
into
Tristana OP nggak sih?
not doing that.
Mungkin
Playing
nggak
very
terbiasa
aggro.
dia main
So
Tristana.
I'm hoping that doesn't happen here for D plus Kia, because it would be very interesting actually for us if Genji actually fell to D plus, or at least if the series got close.
I think
We
Bro is
expected this,
cooking.
the majority of us, to go 3-0.
Masalahnya yang disupres nanti siapa?
Not vote for that, voted for 3-1.
I also think it's cool that like Showmekyyyy brought out this Malzahar pick. I was thinking like,
Kalau
what can he
misalkan
play
Malzahar lagi
that's gonna
supres,
be able to function?
musuhnya masih
You
bisa
know, you
basic
have
attack nggak
Pantheon
sih?
Rise, a lot of the safer mid picks have been taken away. How are you going to be able to
Atau
deal with
beda,
this
Marut?
potential threat in the mid lane where they have easy gank set up on a lot of the mobile picks, and you also want to have wave clear, which a lot of, you know, like LeBlanc doesn't really have wave clear and also doesn't fit the comp. This works well, you know, offers a lot in team fights too. A lot of control.
Yeah. Bit of trade of
Buat dinai Pantheon. Pantheon sakit sih, bener sih.
Yeah, they just burn cleanse.
Tapi bukannya kalau misalkan nge-suppress musuhnya harus deket ya? Berarti ntar dia sama aja kena Q dong, mati. Wow.
Even a little bit of extracurricular activity there at the end.
Tetep aja nanti suppress Pantheon kena Q juga, kocak. Mati gak sih?
That this lane can go poorly, as they have no flash, no suns.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. And you know what? It really comes back to the tempo cleanse from Smash.
Iya kan sama-sama diem kan? Jadi Malzahar diem, Pantheon diem, nanti suppressnya udah kelar, kena Q, mati.
Yeah.
The handshake was like max range. He was actually honestly fine. But as soon as
Kena
that
Q, mati anjir.
it's like a signal to Canyon, hey, come bot. It's guaranteed 100% kill if we go on Smash. And you know what happened.
Yeah, it was.
And now it's
Ini Mundo tuh skinnya si itu ya? Skinnya Taipei Assassin bukan sih? Mundo yang ini skinnya siapa guys? World skin kan ini? Taipei ya? Skinnya TPA ya? LCP tuh.
And the thing is, if Canyon had been flash bot, that would have been a kill. So a little bit unfortunate there as well.
Juara Taiwan
He didn't
satu-satunya.
even have to invest flash in the bot lane to make that gank work. You can see when it is that 2v2, it should just be smashing crit poking them out.
Yeah. I felt like Ruler and Duro had a good understanding of how the early couple of levels
Zaman
were
iya,
playing out.
zaman
I thought
Faker
they were
belum
trading
main
pretty
anjir.
well. Obviously getting the cleanse was game changing.
Yeah.
But yeah, now at this point I feel like the Ashe and Seraphine should be very dominant. Cannon gets in, picks up the Scuttle Crab, and is able to get a nice back in. Top lane we haven't looked at too much, but you know, Jack's the counter pick.
Maksudnya gak harus dia juga yang engage, bisa yang lain terus Malzahar ulti si Pantheon. Gitu kali ya, Seraphim Charm, Malzahar suppress, terus nanti smash auto gitu.
So far pretty close outside that first blood. Which, if the game is slow, D Plus are fine with
UI-nya
that.
kenapa
And they just
pakai yang
need to
jadul?
buy time until those summoners are back up
UI-nya
to the bot lane. That is the main thing.
baru
Canyon
kok ini,
invading here.
biru.
A little risky into the Mundo. The Rise is trying to back him up.
Yeah, Lucid just ignoring the... Oh, they're trying to go for a round.
Oh, ada Chovy.
Here who just says,
Lucid
I will
ada
flash
flash.
this just to get away.
And you have to be so careful when you're that low in HP because of the Pantheon execute damage.
Kadang suka ngebug sih emang hoodnya. Sakit ya Mazar
He
ya?
was aggressively trading and Lucid was right there. Like,
Gak ada flash di Chovy, kenapa deh?
Takes a cleaver, I think Chovy
Chovy just throw the
It's
flash
just one of those moments
like
where
that.
Chovy, like, he just hit 6 and used Realm Warp, and then he's like aggressively trading, and then Showmekyyyy
Bentar,
also
tadi
hit
pick
6.
duluan
Oh,
Zahen
yeah,
sebelum
he gets
Malzahar
gold
ya?
too.
Yeah.
Enggak,
Did flash,
Zahen dulu,
immediately recognized the threat he was under.
Zahen terus
Speaking of
Jax,
level 6, Shiyyyy,
Malzahar last
aggressive
pick malah.
trade's gonna force the flash out of Keen, who does not have his Grim Deliverance either.
Yeah, I assume he ulted in, and then regretted it.
Zahen Kin gimana kayak?
What a power afforded to Jax when he gets that ultimate.
Kayaknya first time deh.
So far, I think
Aku gak pernah lihat Kin main Zahen dah. Kalau di turne, gak tahu di scrim ya. Kalau di stage kayaknya first time deh. Kin.
That they should have for the matchup alone.
Mundo goes where he pleases, and he is very much wanting to go in and check the Raptors right in front of Chovy. Soak some XP. Didn't need to do that, but wanted to check. Canyon is here on Vision, so Shiyyyy just able to hop away. Still has his flash.
Top yang kepilih buat Asian Games siapa deh? Zeus lagi kah atau Kin? Kayaknya Kin sih.
Nice timings to try to either get kills or to help out his laner.
Yeah, and Showmekyyyy is going to hit that point on Malzahar where you can just blitz to the wave. And
Glaze lawan lampu taman menang mana dek? Glaive?
which is also really nice to have into a Rise
Oh, lawan
because it
Jax.
limits his ability to move if you're just melting the wave.
Entahlah. Kelihatannya menang lane tuh Jax ya. Tapi masih early game sih. Zahen early gamenya lumayan weak dia.
He can just kind of clean them up with one
Zahen is pretty weak on early.
So it makes it a little bit annoying, but Malzahar still pretty good at pushing that lane. Lucid doing a lot of counter jungling as here we go. There's the Pantheon level 6, and it looks like Career might just die. He's going to flash over the wall, and the Ren comes out, and they say, you know, we've learned. And here comes Lucid, though. Gonna slow down Canyon, who does not have his flash back just yet. Lucid lands another one and keeps them around. Showmaker wants to press his R button, or so I thought, but he couldn't press it onto the Renata glass because of the Fate's Call.
Yeah.
And so, sticking around, there's the flash R, and that is the lack of counterplay that they do have, but
itu sih bisa sih di dive sih, ya guys sih bro. Kena, cakep.
Just bonks him on the head.
Nicely played there. I think so patient with the ability. Showmaker not falling for the Callista trap. I've seen so many players do it before, where you just kind of forget the Callista's in the game and they just, you know, burn
dilempar bro. Solo kill, Shiyyyy.
He's in a bit of trouble.
Shiyyyy.
Although.
He's been having a rough time today into Shiyyyy. Forced away there. But yeah,
gimana sih tadi dia nge-flash ya?
ult comes in. They had the summoners again though, so able to flash out of this one, and the re-engage play comes in. The slows,
ya itu Mundo, itu juara world kedua loh. Skin zaman purba anjir.
Not falling for the trap. So many players fall for. We don't get to continue this.
Aduh bang, hai, mati deh.
And she was just dead. Had flash, did not get an opportunity to use it.
Yep, unfortunate. And a good gank there from Chovy. Still a bit of a goal lead for Gen G, even after everything. But I think ultimately D+ fine with that. Fierce Dragon was the Ocean, next is a Cloud. I mean, Cloud Soul would have been crazy for D+, but a lot of good souls still available.
Yeah, even Chemtech, obviously, if you can pick up a bunch of those individual ones, and then the soul for the Jax and the Mundo feels very nice.
Yeah.
So, does feel like pretty much everything is going to be strong for them. We'll see if they can actually play for the Cloud Drake. I would imagine they should be able to, but Canyon's got flash and ult up soon, so. Again, looking at him to try to make an impact early on in this game.
Chovy sama Showmaker mah.
Really work the lanes for his team.
We're now with a gold lead in the bot lane, which obviously isn't ideal when you have this matchup.
Showmaker sama Chovy mah seimbang lah
But still,
poolnya.
you're kind of okay with it, just with how this game is going to play out.
Yang champion poolnya agak lain mah BDD sama Faker itu dua tuh beda alam.
And in general, short range comp into Seraphine, Ashe, Malzahar, you're gonna have to play the QSS stacks, and it's like, I mean, Duro's going towards Mikhail's here. Oh,
Flash on in. This is Cannon trying to make a play. Showmaker just wandering.
Showmaker.
He is so dead. They give the kill over to Canyon.
one of the problems with Malzahar, you are immobile.
Iya, Dev katanya tahun depan comeback sih.
If you get caught out,
Gila,
there's
aku
just
kalau
not
ada
much you
Dev
can
tahun
do.
depan sih aku beli merch tim manapun yang ada dia.
I think he was trying to move bot to assist with a play, and they just got the jump on him.
$100 pun ku beli jersey Dev.
They have like a deep ward in the lane that I think spotted him out.
Pretty unfortunate. Canyon will land the smite this time.
Dev masuk bro, ku beli jersey bro.
They do have the straight up and available now. Here come the slows and the arrow trade of ultimates. Ruler does take a little bit of damage there as well. Meanwhile, in mid lane, here is
Mana ada jersey harga $100 lebih mak, kurangi lebih ya. Mati, let's go.
Old timing was so good. He interrupted the stun.
Holy
He actually
shit,
started the
Showmekyyyy.
dash, and he caught him on it. Worked out so well because he ends up getting the 1-for-1 trade when he would have otherwise just been dead.
Yeah.
Showmaker being targeted heavily now, but able to mitigate that, and now Lucid picks up the dragon. It's a Mountain Soul, which is just kind of disgusting if D+ can get that. I mean, Mountain Soul in general is pretty good.
I think for both teams, really going to love to pick that up. Oh, we got the encore here. Ruler in a bit of trouble. Is going to have the
Berarti kamu ada seragam zaman Dev? Hai deh, nggak ada, nggak punya duit.
Meanwhile, we did see Chiyu go down.
Belum kerja, masih pengangguran lah tahun kemarin.
Yeah, Chovy doing his best to be proactive. He kind of knows in this game you need to make things happen early, and he's just kind of been everywhere so far. But Lucid, you know, we often see the Mundo just kind of farming, kind of scaling up, but he's trying to be active himself on this pick. You were so low here. I think you just have to. There was 4 minions. 4 minions on the tower. I don't think Chovy got an assist at least, so that's a small silver lining. And here the R flash comes in, catches out the Callista.
Ini
Has no
gini.
cleanse. And then Lucid
Ada bailout.
securing the kill,
Dapet
flashing
sih.
out so the bailout doesn't come through. A nice play there. Yeah, Mikhail's is
Chovy
completed
udah
for
bikin
Duro,
Rod of Age.
but there's no cleanse for Ruler, and I mean, a QSS is going to have to come eventually, but you kind of need your core items first.
Kata gua mah Genji mending ambil Diablo.
Towards that first one.
Lah,
And I mean, this is a
itu
game,
kayak
we
nuker
saw him get
Excalibur
ahead
sama
on the Jace, but this time he's ahead
Golok
on the
Jawa,
Zahan, and
anjir.
that feels much better in today's,
Masa Ruler tuker
you know,
Diablo?
today's League of Legends, I would say.
Enggak lah.
To a Jace that's ahead, newer champion. It's really strong when it's ahead, especially. You know, if you're a Zahan and you're kind of like just trading even, like, yeah, you can still get stuff done, but we have seen some unkillable Zahans, and it is not fun to play into. Who was it, Dudu, I think, that was playing that?
Yeah. I also think that as much as D+'s composition,
Jir, Diablo solo kali bebek, Jir. Kalau mau Diablo masuk KT deh. Wah, itu sih sinema sih, bro.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we're diving top. So, those look like Canyon and Ruler and then are going to get away. Grim Deliverance does come in, but she was being run down by Chovy, who's got the Realm Warp and just kills him as he's warping.
Bang, tolong top lane woy. Sibuk mulu nih bot lane anjir, ngerumpi Malzahar. Rotasi woy.
Showmaker to move. These solo laners being targeted so heavily. Oh, they found Canyon here.
Yeah, there's an opportunity.
Oke, mati guys itu. Yes! Free Dragon.
I think eventually just
Gak mati, Cok. Gak mati, Cok. Nice.
The burn does come in as Chovy's here and wants to get something back. Doesn't get much back at all.
Nice.
Let's take a look at the top lane.
Well,
yeah.
Sometimes that just happens. And the thing is, she was doing pretty good in the 1v1 initially, but yeah, Gangster, I think.
Malzaharnya ngeri nih Showmekyyyy.
And it just feels like Chovy just walks
Secret
on top
weapon
again
kah?
and again and again. And there's just not much you can do in this situation. You know, he dodges away from the Grim Deliverance, and then Chovy is grimly delivered to him.
That's cool. I don't know if we've ever seen a kill mid-warp.
Yeah. And here,
Ngeri-ngeri Showmekyyyy nih Malzahar.
really not fun playing the Pantheon, and you have the dot on you, the Blackfire Torch as well. Yeah.
You're just not going to get away there.
It's a big lead for Gen.G so far. A lot of it on Keen though, so he has a lot of responsibility in this game. And Showmekyyyy does have a I'm not gonna let you play the game button, but
Malzahar itu dari segi CC-nya bagus, kalau dari segi damage sakit gede.
live through it.
Aku cuma tahu skillnya sih, jarang juga lihat Malzahar soalnya di
So you
turn.
got TP and Lucid coming
Aku
out
taunya
here.
dia bisa
We got a
suppress
TP coming in from
damage,
Gen.G as
kurang
well.
tahu ya.
As Chovy wants to
Tapi
join
dilihat
in
dari
here, Showmaker's
gameplaynya
gonna die first.
Showmekyyyy sih dari tadi sakit
Essentially
ya.
just a safety TP from Chovy. Not even 100% sure they need
Karena
it, but
ahead
either
aja
way,
mungkin.
they
Tapi
get
dia
him in
mati
there,
tuh.
they make sure 100%
Keciduk.
the kill is
Baru
secured.
diomongin. Baru
Once
di
again, it's really
glazing.
just all been about Chovy and Canyon all over the map, trying to make plays, looking for dives, getting kills.
Yeah, that proactivity. And Shu just struggling right now, suffering. They should be able to set up this Herald. Showmekyyyy has TP though, so maybe a contest could come through.
And he's got lockdown as well. He's got that ult available. Duro just trying to frontline here. He gets stunned up. But now
Gak usah timpek, gak usah timpek. Jahen. Dah. Kalau lawan Jahen tuh kayak harus kayak lawan set sama Darius sih. Wah, nice banget ultinya. Career. Aduh. Sayang banget ada Kalista. Jangan-jangan ini rencananya pakai Kalista ya?
Much so trying to force that fight, seeing an angle, having these big cooldowns for the 5v5. But Gen.G
Tapi
just
gak ada
opted
flash
out
dong
of
itu,
it.
Serapim.
And a lot of flashes burn from D+. Showmaker, Smash, Career all have theirs down. Showmakers was a bit before when that
Jadi
gank
kalau
happened,
gak di
but
game gak
big
bisa win kah?
Flash is unavailable.
Iya,
And there's a mobile
tadi Siwu udah
backliners.
bisa timpek lawan Jahen kok
And
di
Dragon's
game
unavailable
mulu aja
right
nggak
now.
seru.
Mountain Dragon being moved towards.
Mati lagi
Seraphine
Siwu.
ult is down. Ashara's going to be up in a second.
This Rift Herald, by the way, it was dropped at the red team Raptors. And it's just being annoying. It's going to have to be cleared out in mid before they do make a move here towards the Dragon.
Showmaker still has his ult. Chovy doesn't have TP and he's not here, by the way. But now that she was a lot weaker.
Ya,
The
miss.
arrow's going to go wide. That's an ult already down. They engage onto the
Dah.
Mundo, but they just zone him away, essentially. Lucid does have
Dah.
the flash. As Keen is
Kenapa?
knocked
Kok maju
off
lagi?
with his food. He
Kok
takes down
maju
another kill.
lagi?
I think that's his third of the contest as they get the
Mundo.
Dragon. The half-hearted engage from DK does not work, and they lose another one.
It was such a weird setup because Showmaker was so split. He was like a flanking Malzahar, and it's such a weird position to be in. Like you want to push in together and have the Malzahar to control from the front. Instead, he was trying to approach and just wasn't there. So when Keen goes in, like look at this. He's on this
Mana
flank
Showmaker
angle.
mau planking dari belakang.
So Gen.G are like, what is this
Susah.
guy doing? We're just gonna kill
Nggak jadi.
Mundo. Showmaker's like, oh no,
Showmaker?
I can ult Keen.
Ah,
Any second now,
oke.
I'm coming. I've got it. Too far
Oke.
away. Oh, never mind.
Oke, Showmaker. Terima kasih atas asisnya.
Like, he needs to be with the Ashe.
Yeah.
Dia
And
ngasih
honestly,
vision tadi, guys.
Honestly, as much as Keen is super fed, them not having Shiwu there for Chovy even things up a good amount. Because Chovy's a lot stronger than Shiwu is. So I'm not saying that fight was like super easy or anything, but it would have helped a lot if they just played it out and had like the front to back setup. A little bit unfortunate there.
Yeah. This game definitely looking a lot more of what we expected from this series.
I think this game is looking really rough right now because Showmaker's 2 levels down on Chovy. Chovy is Chovying. He has 215 CS, by the way.
Yeah.
He is...
Masuk tuh.
So sometimes we see it, it's like the number is 2 levels higher. Like Chovy's level 14, Showmaker's level 12. But it's like, oh, Showmaker's about to hit a level. That's not true. He's 2 full levels up. Well, you may think, well, maybe he hit the Rod of Ages. No. His Rod of Ages isn't completed yet. He was just 2 full levels up. Showmaker's
Udah late game,
strength
Zahennya
speed
udah
since I
jadi,
started this, but
susah.
he is so far ahead.
Zahennya
Like
disuapin
that's the
mulu sama
thing.
Chovy
King
tadi.
is ahead in gold. He's only like a
Showmakernya
level up.
AFK mid anjir.
Chovy's very scary.
Yeah. Keep in mind that they had the ability to ban Rise. They would have had to deal
Showmaker
with Aurora
AFK
instead,
mid.
but with no one to
Zahen
be an answer
disuapin
and then
sama
no pick for
Rice.
the mid lane
And
in the first
Cassiopeia
three.
being fearless banned.
Mana
also
boleh
gone just means that
cemih.
he had to go onto something weird like a Malzahar, and so
Lagi
far
ngapain Showmekyyyy?
it's not working out for him.
Chovy's just had free reign. I also think it's just, you know what looks so scary? Look at the health bar difference.
Yeah.
Like Chovy he has exactly 3,000 health. Look at the bottom left. He had exactly 3,000 health.
He's flexing.
Yeah. Just nailed it.
Runnya Aeri ya. Buat
Showmaker does
ngasih
not have
shield kali
3,000.
kalau misalkan lagi nge-suppress.
All right, well, they're going to get the counter-strike down, and Lucid's like, I'm here, I'm helping. It's not really what the Mundo is for.
I think the problem is Chovy's so tanky and does so much damage.
Chovy bikin roa tebel
D
banget.
plus being behind, they have a lot of slows, but they're just not going to be able to cut through them.
Udah gitu kalau misalkan mukurin Jahen salah
They
dah.
need the Jax to be online. I think especially when they pick something
Jax
like the
butuh
Malzahar,
item
they say, okay, we
nih.
have Ashe, we have Jax. I think at like 2-3
Biar
items,
bisa
they should be able
flanking.
to shred, but not if you're down 7,000 gold 20 minutes in.
Dia mau
You're
bikin
not
apa
hitting
tuh?
those items, and the enemy is
Botrek kah?
much tankier, so...
Being down 7,000 gold, generally speaking,
Apa Thunder Sky ya?
not optimal.
Yeah. Just makes
Jax
a
tuh
comp like
Thunder
this
Sky
even
apa
more difficult because
defense
you don't
Thunder sih?
have like huge potential to burst someone down like you do have the Malzahar
Ulti
ults,
kena.
Oh, nice ult.
Oke,
but
Jin
that's about
ulti.
it.
Aeri di PC emang sakit ya damage pokoknya.
But
Lebih
a lot
ke
of it
ngasih
can be
shield kayaknya deh
denied.
Aeri mah.
Deliverance, you have Fate's Call as well, and we also have Mikhail's stun, so there's no good target
Wait, is
anymore.
Chovy just fudging the CS numbers by... Does he get a CS number every time he kills one of the little... I'm assuming not, right? Or does he? We need to check this.
I would say probably not.
Does
You
he?
can see right here. I think he did.
Did he? I thought he did.
Did he not? I don't know.
I don't know.
Wait, go back bot. We need to see the bottom lane.
We need to know if he's
It's
gonna get
the
CS.
it's the most interesting thing happening right
Ya
now.
walaupun kalah di sini juga pasti masih bisa comeback. Masih ada satu game lagi sih.
He's literally just fudging the numbers.
Gaming ini terlihat sangat
He needs to be
doom.
audited. This is not fair.
Chovy just starts requesting every single mid lane in the league picks Malzahar into him so he can just boost his CS
Pretty
numbers.
doom, not gonna lie.
Does sound like something he would do.
Yeah.
Well, they're trying to posture mid. We got a second Mountain Drake of the game spawning in 10 seconds. But there's zero vision control, and DK are trying to push through mid to get some.
Because obviously you get CS numbers when you kill a ward, right?
Yeah.
We've all had the classic, you kill a ward level 1, and then, you know, you flex that you have infinitely more CS than them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Toby
Classic.
just hit his Rod of Ages 10th stack, so now he's almost a full
Tanyain
3 levels
adanya
ahead
dia dukung
of
Genji atau Dike.
Showmaker.
Level 16 on Rise.
Dia dukungnya
Yeah, it's not
RRQ katanya.
Pretty solid.
Yeah, run more from anywhere. And now, as DK, the Dragon's already gone. We have
Well,
Engage
out.
Renata coming in, and Engage Pantheon, I suppose, going
Aduh,
over the top. They're trying to
mundonya
turn onto the
nyangkut cuy.
Pantheon, but they just don't have
Malzahar!
advantage. Chovy's soloing them. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Siwu
Okay,
actually getting pretty
okay.
close, but it is the
Kabur
res of the
Siwu.
Zion, so at the end of the day, you know, at least he got that.
Lumayan
That's not
Siwu
gonna feel good
berhasil
regardless.
buy
Gen G,
one
they pick
lawan
up the
Jahen.
Dragon, they pick up the kill, and now they want to pick up the Baron.
Yeah, Chovy's damage is just a little bit insane. And he's going to have Actualizer probably after this Baron. It's so cheap now. We haven't even seen an Actualizer yet. So,
Baron akan didapatkan oleh
well,
Genji.
this game seems a little bit unfortunate for D+. Oh, Lucy.
Yeah.
Ya, at least he try.
You know, you gotta try.
At least he try. You
miss
just need to
100% of the
try.
shots you don't take.
It would be nice to hit some shots, though. He hit one last game. Okay, we did get confirmation from production. You only get CS for minions, not for Malzahar. So
Iya,
we have
kayaknya
not been fudging the
TF buat
numbers.
next
The
game
order
sih
has
mungkin.
come through.
Bisa jadi.
Legitimate CS.
Makanya ngepick Malzahar, TF-nya disimpan buat next
Doesn't
game.
take any damage. Ignores the Mundo. He doesn't care. He's like, I see better targets. And they both flash away from him in desperation.
Bagusan
But now
Tristan,
it has
ada kata aku
Actualizer,
mah
so
daripada Malzahar
good luck.
mah. Tristana
He's
mid.
about to actualize
Kalau gak mau main
all
TF
of the
ya.
rifts, and there's really not much that DK can do except
Tristain.
think about game number 4.
Look, I know Showmekyyy's about to level up, but for a moment, 17 to 13. Oh,
It happened. It
oh
really
my
did.
god. Yeah, we have the little graphic. It was a second too late though, because Showmekyyyy hit 14. Well,
He's still more than 3 levels behind. Oh, man. And again, this is what I expected from the series. Game 2 was a fluke. Like, Gen.G made
see,
egregious mistakes.
you say that, but I feel like Chovy's not been playing bad. I think we just have a really high standard for him.
Yeah.
But Chovy, this is peak Chovy right now. Like, Chovy has not been peak Chovy in all through the LCK Cup. Right now, he's peak Chovy.
So you think he should get POM?
At this rate, yes. His RE game was really impressive. This game has been really impressive.
I forgot I had Mediox here on the space.
Sebagai pengacaranya di Pluski ya, menurutku ini adalah sebuah strategi dari Gen.G. Mereka nge-pick Malzahar untuk strategi pick ya. Can we not chase
his LCK
Zahin?
performance has been very good, but like again, I think we just have him to such a high standard. But his standard so far in the series has been insane. And the thing is, Showmekyyy's been the best performer on D+, so I thought there'd be more of a fight. But Chovy's just been, quite frankly, gapping.
Showmaker bukan user Z sih.
And he does not care.
Yeah.
This is Keen making his way in with a newly crafted death stance.
Oke, Showmaker. Siwu masuk, kena 2 orang, awas. Kin pakai ulti kabur, masuk gak sih? Masuk gak sih? Mundur, berani mundur. Gak usah mundur. Maju. Itu Siwu masuk itu. Woi, terus. Maju, kejar. Ulti. Kok ragu sih mundurnya?
And a nice little showing from DK.
Guys, what?
Ragu
It
gitu
just
mundur gua.
feels like game 1 all over again. It's like you get 10,000 gold down, and D+ are like, wait, our comp could do something.
Oh, gak ada ulti. Cooldown yang ulti.
This is what the comp want to do, right? You have so much power. The big
Cuma kayak ragu gitu loh tuh. Dia kayak ragu gitu. Kin sekarat, kayaknya sekarat. Siwu masuk, kena stun 3 orang. Badanin aja, kan damage-nya cukup ya.
And this team, if they could just teleport at this point of the game, you know,
start down 10,000 gold.
No.
From there.
No. If you could just start 30 minutes in the game, even gold.
Oh,
I think D+ could. Honestly, they'd be in a pretty good spot.
You know what else they could do is play the early games better. That's also an option.
Okay, but we're being realistic now.
Maybe something to work on for the future.
Yeah. Well, it's Mountain Soul in 5 seconds. The sad thing about that last passage of play was that no one on Gen.G actually flashed. So they actually have all sums. The good thing is that there's a lot of sums on D+ as well. So everything's on the table. Let's see how it goes.
Well, that was a very long
Ini Soul ya.
The arrow is
gak
going
ada
to
ulti.
sail wide. But a lot of damage already done to Chovy here.
Mau gak mau
Chovy's
harus
level 18, so at least he
war
can't
kalau
get
nggak
higher
push mid
level.
sih.
Yeah. Sustain healing will
Awas
go
Zahin,
through
awas Zahin,
to the
awas
side of
Zahin.
DK. Keen
All-in
carrying
Zahin
after
boleh
he's being
sih?
zoned away by the team, but this dragon already has a lot of sticks in it from the Callista.
Siwu udah nahan Zahin tuh guys. Siwu udah nahan Zahin loh. Siwu udah nahan Zahin loh itu. Itu Zahin gak bisa masuk loh itu. Tuh, Malzahar, follow. Siwu masuk, Siwu. Nah, dapat, Siwu. Kena 3 orang. Awas. Oke, Zahin mati. Bisa. Mati tuh Zahin harusnya. Gak mati anjir.
A little bit low,
Help!
but the Callista on
Help!
the base. It looks like they can't do much, trying a little bit to go too far. And, you know, props to them against Mountain Soul and down 10,000 damage was a decent fight, but
yeah,
still not winning.
Oh, the
You're
dead
starting to see
dance.
some of the merits of the D+ composition. But part of the problems is they're 10,000 gold down, the enemy team just got the Mountain Soul, and also there was this awkward situation where they're like, guys, we have to stop them stacking the Callista stacks. in the dragon, and Lucid's like, I'll let them stack on me instead. That's also not good. Chovy's like, I'll flash in and beat the QSS. Well, he did that, and then died. He got a little messy here.
Siu udah
A lot of CC
try hard
being
loh.
thrown down. Again, the value, the AoE healing, shielding. They are still 10,000 gold down.
Nggak mau
He
pil
had kind of run out
nih.
of gas in the tank. Lucy didn't have his ult anymore.
Siu udah try
We've
hard
seen
banget loh
crazy
mainnya.
things, but it doesn't feel super winnable still.
Yeah. I think against Mountain Soul, where you've got QSS on Chovy with the upgraded Mercs, you've got Mercs for pretty much everybody.
Dia nggak behind Siu level 17 guys.
Yeah.
Di antara DK Siu levelnya paling tinggi.
Yeah.
Cuma
They had to pay
kalah
too much
gold
tax.
aja itu.
They're like, no, we can't afford
You have to
that.
keep track of who
Dia
is
level
QSS,
17
right? You have
anjir.
to just like burn it on something else. Ash arrows someone or whatever. That's the problem, is they're so wealthy that 10,000 gold, they've just spent it on QSSs, and they're like, right,
Yeah.
Malzahar isn't a champion anymore.
Ruler's going to be really tanky. I mean, he's got Terminus, probably going to be going for the purple item.
Jack Show.
Jack shows. Yeah.
If Lucian gets level 16, that's a huge spike for the Mundo. So hoping for that. He is almost level 15. There we go. One more level.
Yeah.
They are being threatened mid. She just keeps 1v1ing Keen off to the side. It's been like a regular occurrence when everything else is going on.
Yeah.
The top lane is in their own world, kind of.
Masih ada satu game lagi sih kalau kalah di sini juga.
From everybody, it feels like Chovy and Cannon get on in there. They get encored, they get charged, but they don't seem to care. They just don't want to be kited
Yeah,
out
we still have
in
one
this
more
game, and
game. I
they will not
mean,
be in
why
this one,
not?
as Shio eventually is going to go down, and that will be the end of the game. Showmaker still
we still
alive,
have one
but
more
still not even
game.
level 16. Malzahar not able to get as much value as he would have hoped. As Genji will take
This
the
Malzahar
series
pick is
here 2-1.
kinda-
They have one more game to go.
Kinda
until
cool,
they
but
fully take it.
sure.
As down will go the Nexus, and Genji a very comfortable game number 3 win.
Sounds
That is
pretty
certainly
cool,
one way to do
but
it. Just
no,
brute force,
thank you.
Smash down the door, and Genji peak Chovy coming out right now. It's been a hell of a series from him, and he is determined to maintain their win streak against D+. D+, I feel like coming out with some interesting ideas in draft, trying to theory craft, how can we beat them, can we do this, can we do that, they have this angle, this approach.
Ditunggu masakannya
Just
CV Max.
Just be better in the early game, I think, is a massive factor here.
CP Max ditunggu
Yeah,
masakannya
that
game
gold
4.
Wait, actually, if you look, see at about the 2-minute mark, I think it gets above the line briefly.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm looking real I'm not sure.
It still looks
We'll have to assess it.
gold colors.
Yeah, it does look gold. Perhaps not. Well, something to work on for the next game. They did at least get a game, so they know how to kill their Nexus.
Yeah.
They just need to do it 2 more times.
From behind, not going to be easy for D+, but they had a start. We'll see if they can do it, or if Genji will just close.
Lebih suka Canyon Showmaker apa Canyon Chovy? Kayak Canyon Showmaker lah. Canyon Chovy kan nggak pernah masuk final. Aing racing. Let's go. Pembalap liar. Gimana sih cara naik motor, kagak ngerti gue. Gimana sih cara ngegas, Cok? Ah. Lah, kalah. Deng, deng, deng. Pembalap liar. If you speed above, you can get bonus score. Okay. Pembalap liar mematikan. Weh, lampu sen. Kecepet. Ih, kagak belok aja, lampu sen doang. Dia pasang lampu Masak lampu sen kagak belok bangke lu ya. Anjir motor gue beat kobo coy. Anjay. War beat kobopedia. Anjir motor aing keren juga ya. Beat kobo. Siap balap senggol dong. Ngeri gini lah. Tuh ada sen kiri gitu loh. Nggak boleh gitu ya. Anjir. Ya boleh. Masih bisa. Minggir kau deh. Aduh. Licin. Jalannya licin. Ya kalah. Lawan. Wih, keren. Wih, keren gak? Jago. Asik. Aduh, iya maaf bang. Anjay. Helmet mana deh? Tak butuh helmet coy. Racing kok pakai helmet? Kagak keren bos. Lewat mana? Woi. Kok aman sih? Itu aman. Gimana? Kalau gitu gimana nih? Ya, susah anjir. Baru stack 2. Cara mainin klakson gimana caranya? Beat kobo nyalip semua mobil. Ini nggak ada motor lain apa? Easy banget ya. Udah jago sih. Haha. Aish. Pembalap liar. Motor baru. Awas nabrak King. Kita ganti motor gak King. Beat kobo ini kurang garang ya. Kita naik motor yang agak kerenan dikit gak sih bro? Anjay, Vespa bro. Nabung dulu ya. Nabung dulu. Masa naik Vespa? Nabung dulu. Nabung dulu kita beli RE King ya. Nabung dulu cuy. Ngelawan arah mobilnya. Dua arah nih. Licin jalannya guys. Agak ngeri gitu loh jalannya. bisa harus ngebut ya. Kayak harus ambil kanan ya. Maaf. Ambil kiri, gak bisa anjir. Sabar ini. Nggak ada nos ya, nos. Nggak ada nos. Nah, ini kayak ambil kiri nih. Nah. Salib, hajar. Tidak takut. Kata VTuber yang lagi viral katanya ambil jalur kiri. Ambil jalur kiri aja. Biar lebih ngebut. Yogyakarta 30 menit. Wes, kacau. Senggol deh. Waduh, jago banget gua. Dime. Satu kali lagi bisa beli motor ya. Weh. Kalimantan nih. Apakah kita di Kalimantan? Gunakan skill mengemudikan. Easy. Ilmu mengemudi khas Madura, anjay. Easy deh. Easy banget, bro. Too easy. Buset. Kok nabrak? Harusnya sih masih bisa ya. Tidak, 4 detik. Ya, gak bisa cuk. Wih, dapat klakson. Ganti motor. Oh my god, motor impian. Klakson, cara pakai klakson ya? Bisa ganti warna. Damn, cantiknya. Power, saya nggak punya duit. Mahal, chat. Ini apa? Oh, stiker. Stiker juga bayar, anjir. Bayar semuanya. Ini volumenya nggak bisa dikecilin apa ya? Nah, kegedean musiknya bang. Tadi kita dapat klakson, gimana tuh cara pakainya? Coba. Pengen nyoba klakson. Wah, anjay. Mana klakson? Halo? Tak ada klakson pun. Oh, tapi ini lebih ngebut sih motor ini sih. Gak ada jalan, gimana caranya? Ya ampun. Pengen pakai klakson gimana sih caranya? Driver ini belum terbiasa motor baru. Perlu sedikit penyesuaian. Ya. Kenapa sih suka belok tiba-tiba mobilnya? Tidak, pengemudi tidak baik ya, masang sennya dadakan loh. Tidak seperti pemotor handal jatuh gua. Tidak keburu. Kalau jadi agak ngeri ya, licin. Alright. Minggir kalian pengemudi biasa. Motor racing mau lewat. Ini kayak bisa deh. Nah ini susah nih yang ini. Wish. Jagonya.
Yeah. And now what do you pick in the top lane? Because even if you're playing a
Jin and
tank,
Aurora.
he's just going to try to farm off of you. As he does. And he doesn't even necessarily have to play Aurora. Could definitely go mid, so... Focus on Showmekyyyy. Looks like he's just going to
on
be
Scion.
playing Scion. As you do.
Aphelios akan dipakai oleh Smash.
And instantly locked in the 80 carry for Smash here with this Aphelios, so securing that one early on. I wonder if we get the answer from Ruler here. There's still a lot of picks that you could play into Aphelios comfortably. You know, Ziggs is there,
I
Jinx
think
is
Career
there.
can just pick Trash.
Looking at the Nocturne, the Nocturne Aurora is a fearsome combo.
I can pick Nico as well.
Main Rice
Nico
gak sih? Showmaker.
Oh, Nico's banned.
Yeah.
Showmaker bisa main
But,
Rice ya?
It's like the first ban of the game.
When you already have the Scion Aphelios,
Yeah.
you're already kind of committed to like this front to back hyper carry sort of composition. And Genji sort of lent into this dive focus. We're going to eliminate your 80 carry. It's going to be hard to play. Kai'Sa's an option, if we're being honest. Lane might be a bit trickier though, so not sure they're going to commit to that right now. They go for the Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai and Scion, something we've
Main
seen many
Rice gak sih
times.
bang?
And honestly, Rek'Sai in
Rice
these
mid,
later
Rice
fights
mid.
has been more and more for Menace.
Rice jungle.
Hard really to deal with. Hard to cut through that health bar, a lot of disruption. This is a lot of backline threat already for Genji. And immediately for D+, I'm thinking, okay, we need an extra carry.
Sylas. Kok Rice sih?
Thresh is going to be what they pick here and now, which I think makes a lot of sense.
Sylas,
That peel
gak
for
sih,
the
Bang?
Aphelios, but you need
Sylas
Showmekyyyy on
mid.
something that poses a threat additionally, because you can't have all your eggs in the Smash basket. There's too many threats that are going to cause problems for him. So we'll see what they end up bringing out there.
Yeah. Also, you have to pick something that can carry, but also that can lane into Aurora, which out of the pool that we have, it's not that many things, at least that are meta. So very curious to see what he eventually does go for.
Nautilus
Could
ban,
just
let's
try to
go.
play like an AP Galio if he does want to try to bring that one in, but also that's playing melee early on into the Aurora can be rough. Gonna ban away the Nautilus.
Not really a suitable threat as well. Yeah, Nautilus, we see Nautilus picked a lot into Thresh. A lot of supports favoring that matchup. And now for Gen.G, the jungle pool's kind of been thinned out pretty heavily. Lee Sin, a favorite off
Ben
Lucid.
Galio, Galio
Actually
Ben,
undefeated
Galio Ben.
so far in the LCK Cup.
Enggak ada deh,
So they
ada.
will take that one away.
Udah ada Rek'Sai ya? Oriana udah di ban.
I mean, I feel like there's a lot of AD carry potential options. They're going to take away the
nice.
Sivir, which I think you're probably fine playing the Aphelios into, but it does sync up with the comp well. Are you going to ban on the jungler here? Is any mid you're particularly worried about in this situation? Sorry, mid's already taken. Not taken actually for D+.
I think Sylas is a good pick. I don't know.
Zoe
going to be taken away.
Zoe?
I mean,
Sylas?
Showmekyyyy is really good in it. I'm not sure how much it fits really with the comp.
I think so. If you're out of position against Aurora Nocturne, you just die. So
Yeah.
I don't think he was gonna play Zoe.
I think what
Sylas?
Showmekyyyy would play here. Syndra's an option, but it's a bit immobile.
Sylas?
He looks pretty stumped as well.
Yeah. Maybe you pick jungle here and just leave it so you see everything.
Yeah.
They're going for a Trundle. Does have some
Trundle,
decent dueling power.
jungle.
Aatrox.
Aatrox jungle.
Honestly, if they're diving into the Aatrox,
Yeah.
does pretty well. But
J4, 5.
not inspiring huge amounts of
Udah,
joy.
di
Is D+.
ban. Miss Fortune.
There are a lot of options here.
Listen,
Caitlyn,
Listen emang lagi
Jinx,
meta deh.
MF.
Iya,
You go like MF Rel.
di LCP lagi laku
You know.
tuh, Listen.
You already have a lot of damage in the comp with the Nocturne
Udah
and the
mulai banyak yang
Aurora.
pakai sekarang.
But
You got sick wombo combo.
We did see that played Alien tournament. I feel like Rel into Thresh is a bit, there is that peel potential.
Yeah.
But you do have a lot of engage already. Like, you can't peel everything.
Or just play Blitzcrank.
Bit of a Duro special here. Let's try and get a Thresh, also a decent matchup.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of the MF in general. I have nothing to add to that. I'm just not a huge fan.
I think all of us just don't really like MF.
Yeah.
Although Riller's MF, I'm sure, would
Yasuo gak sih
be
bang?
pretty good.
Showmekyyyy?
I think just play Blitz.
Yasuo
is
sounds
good.
pretty
I'm
good.
just going to go for the Rel. So just going for the Wombo
Yasuo,
at the
Showmekyyyy,
expense of
guys.
potentially have your engages countered by
Kalau
the Thresh.
enggak, Sylas.
The
Sylas,
mid lane pick
Yasuo.
for Showmekyyyy. What can you pick that can
Syndra
survive
juga oke,
here?
Syndra.
You need damage output. It
Syndra,
can't be just
Syndra.
about the Aphelios.
Yone?
Syndra,
Kalau-
enggak, Syndra. TF?
F?
TF bisa buka ultinya. No,
Certainly
no,
rely-
no, no, no. No,
No?
no,
Okay.
no.
I guess it's Anivia.
No,
Oh,
no.
Anivia going to be locked in here for Showmaker.
I mean,
He has a wall.
like Anivia, we've seen Anivia in anti-dive situations, right? In terms of like, you have the zone control, you're trying to peel backwards, you have the wall. But if you get flanked and they get on top of you, it can be a little awkward. Now, what did Gen go up and engage? It's pretty uncomfortable. But you do have the egg, right? You do have good DPS output. We were struggling to think of something to play. I'm not really going to fault him for
Kenapa
picking the
gak main
Anivia here.
Syndra ya?
I don't know. I feel like the first three picks from Gen.G made a lot of sense. I'm not a huge fan of the
Kenapa gak main
MF in this
Syndra
situation.
ya?
MF has not been successful in the LCK Cup, but I think that comp is pretty straightforward. I think the composition for D+, harder to execute, and they've already been struggling with the execution in this series so far. So I'll have to see what they're able to do.
Believing in a D+Kia win doesn't feel too likely at this
Kapan
point
Diana
in time.
muncul
But
ya?
if they can
Kalau
win game
mau
number
nonton
4,
match Diana mah
certainly
nonton
anything is possible.
Yes, they do need to
Liganya
win game
Amerika
number 4 if
no.
they want to win game
LCS.
It is a requirement as well.
Yeah.
Banyak
It also
user
does
Diana.
inspire some confidence if they can make it happen. But let's see what is going to happen as we hop on the Rift for game number 4.
D plus Kia fighting.
All right, here we go. Game 4. Gen.G dominating game 3. Definitely the most dominant of the 3 games we've seen so far. Game 1 started off that way, and then it got really messy and wonky. And then game 2, obviously, D+Kia did win. So, feels like Gen.G have big momentum this time around going into game 4. Don't really know how you win this one as a Nivea, but
nggak
gonna
tahu
try
ya.
anyway.
Paling skin itu, yang paling mahal itu loh. Blood Moon
Not
ya?
the best start, but you know, you still have that egg in pocket. Not really wanting to use that at 1 minute 20.
It's the tempo egg. You know, it's like an extra health bar. You trade a lot and then you go egg, and you just pop up. I mean, he's actually doing that. Like, this is actually tempo egg. So yeah, you know, has a little bit of an extra health bar, and he's still not really winning the trades.
Okay. Well, you know the saying, you can't make an omelet without using your egg at a minute 30.
Yeah. I think that saying does include eggs, so.
Yeah. I'm glad we panned away from mid lane.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a lot better now.
And the cooldown on Egg Nivea, I don't know it off the top of my head, but
it's pretty long.
It's quite long. I would guess like
5 minutes.
Itu Nivea emang skillnya mana bisa jadi telur
It's actually
biji.
4 minutes.
Itu pasif sih telur sih.
You know what? We just bought an extra minute. We were wrong. Shaved an extra minute
Tiap
off the
mati
cooldown.
dia
Don't you
ada
feel much
pasif
better
jadi
about
telur
it?
sekali.
No. Also, pretty sure that our mid laners do not have 1 CS. As you may have noticed, the numbers are not moving.
I'm pretty sure our mid laners have at least. I'm pretty sure our mid laners have at least 1
Besok
CS.
nonton Face ke kayak?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure.
Kalau nggak sibuk ya.
They don't have only 1 CS.
Besok ada DCD juga
is
sih.
proxy, as you do.
Besok Diablo lawan Pace.
It's against Rek'Sai. You don't really end up caring all too much. But yeah, the thing about the egg cooldown is it's nice for the mid trade, but now he's gonna have to flash away.
Oh my god, he actually nearly died. Look at his health. He's
Oh my
so
God.
low.
Yeah. And he didn't have egg. So.
Oh, he doesn't have egg? What happened?
Yeah, I don't know. We are gonna get a root down here. This is looking good for Smash and Career. That's first blood going to Smash's Aphelios.
Yeah. So
Rel into this.
he got counter picked. He picked Rel and
Apa
they
udah
picked
dipakai tadi
Oh
stunnya?
no, actually that it was the other way
Kena misbutton.
around.
Yes, he did
kena
counter pick
Rel.
himself.
Yeah. Not the most favorable matchup having Rel into Thresh because obviously the Flay disrupts the whole dismounting thing. So Smash and Crit getting a bit of an advantage in the bot lane. That's good to see. You definitely want advantages in your lanes because mid lane's been a little bit.
Dojan.
It's just been a weird game so far.
I think Showmekyyyy does have a nice champion pool. The issue is, in this meta, and the way that the picks have turned out in these drafts, he has not been prioritized some of his weird picks, and he's also been put in situations where he can't pick TF, or, you know, he can't pick LeBlanc, or it gets banned away from him. Like, these picks that we know Showmekyyyy for, that he can pull out in the long best of 5 Fearless series, he just hasn't really been able to play, so.
Yeah, it feels like
gets
it's
put on
targeting,
Malzahar and
targeting him pretty heavily, you know. A lot of times Chovy's getting, like last game he got Ryze was a first pick, Aurora was a first pick.
We saw this one not too long ago. This time Duro will shield and jump away.
I hate getting counterpicked.
I mean, I know he's backing there. And there we go. We're looking at top lane for some reason. I don't have the answer to that one, though. Okay, we're back in the bottom lane.
I feel like it's because Rek'Sai matchups always look so intense. It looks like something's happening. It's not.
Yeah.
But it looks like something's happening.
She's going to have a big damage number in this game as the Scion. Showmekyyyy, he is just going to die. And guess what?
Yeah.
He doesn't have his egg because he used it.
When did he use it?
Kenapa pasifnya dipakai dia early ya?
And he didn't have his flash. And he was too close to the Aurora.
Oh.
Okay, Duro going to step in front of that. Nice little play from him.
Yeah, did tank it, didn't get flayed out.
I've seen a lot of our supports just let their
Bantu,
AD carries kind of just
Help.
eat those things.
Yeah, not ideal.
So it's good to see Duro actually blocking.
Canyon did walk over there and then decided again stopping Lucid from doing this. A lot of bot pressure has kind of forced him away. Okay, Showmekyyyy has his ult. This should help him kind of ward off the pressure. Yeah, this is a
Anivia
neat
ada
trick
skill
I like to
damage,
call hitting level 6.
Ada yang ada apa stunnya
I mean, the
ngedamage
lane's
tuh.
been played very well
Q-nya.
by Chovy, but it just feels like this
Q-nya
is
ngedamage,
the easy
I-nya
reward
juga yang
that
ngedamage.
comes from the build-up from
Ultinya
everything he
bisa
did up to this
di-spam.
moment. And now he's 20 CS up, he has the kill.
Tapi lebih tukang clear minion sih Anivia
There's just
meda.
no escape for an Anivia here. I mean,
Pas
spell
impact tapi
shield
nanti sakit sih.
Actually,
doesn't matter.
Sama kayak apa sih
It's
itu
just dead anyway.
yang
So the Anivia here not really
dari
enjoying his
Arcane
time.
itu?
Showmaker,
Victor ya.
you can see he's
wonder
not
what
very
the-
happy
I
about
wonder
that.
what the record is
Ultinya
for
kayak
eggs per
Victor.
minute. We're at
Probably gonna
Cooldownnya
get there.
cuma
we're at 2
5
already.
detik
We're 6
kali kalau
minutes
salah.
in.
Ultinya.
Yeah, not going well. Not going too well so far.
You know, I feel like Game 2 gave us a lot of hope, and then Game 3 immediately crushed it, and now Game 4 is like, our hopes were already crushed, and now it's just
What do you-
kind of, it's like adding insult to injury.
What are you talking about?
You know?
Genji menang ya? 2-1 skornya.
Well,
Iya, Genji
engaging.
menang.
Smash just gonna
Okay.
kill Ruler. Ruler doesn't even
Okay,
flash
Smash.
away. He says, yeah, I was just out of
skill.
position. I just died.
Yes.
Oh, comes through.
Bedak.
And Duro.
Ah, gak mati aja.
I was going to say, Brennan, I'm very hopeful for Gen G after Game 3. But seeing that play, maybe there's some hopes for D+ remaining. Smash and Korea doing well here. Oh, Showmekyyyy.
Nah, tuh
Okay,
tuh yang
well,
muter-muter tuh ultinya
he's got
tuh
Lucid
cooldownnya
nearby.
cuma 2 detik.
Chovy has ult.
Nah, tuh yang
He's not gonna pull the
muter-muter itu
trigger, he
cooldownnya
knows.
cuma 2 detik tuh.
Sign ult, I
Anivia.
want to see top lane.
Jadi kalau team fight sakit sih
Things
kan.
that allegedly
I don't
happening.
want to
Tapi
see top
masalahnya
lane.
lawannya itu Aurora ya. Aurora mah gampang ngehindar ulti dah.
Let's see how this bottom lane play happens.
공업사도 인지 안 해도 돼.
Um,
보자 형.
yeah, he just used his
보자
Q.
Jago bro itu.
야 잡았어.
Q-nya
야,
sakit.
And he just walked it in.
잡았어 얘들아.
Yeah.
He's saying I got both of them.
Pedes
As
tuh.
we know.
Harusnya mati sih itu. Kalau gak ada
That was
heal.
아 이거 먹을 거. 씨. 잡은
He
건데.
could, I think he maybe could have flashed to get an extra auto in
Damn.
towards the end, but
아 인생이 너무
would have been.
슬프네.
I think it was the restrained thing not to.
Yeah. See, Ruler was not so happy about the situation.
Yeah.
I think it's rough when you're playing
Real mati itu kalau
into
hijau ya.
those thresh in general.
Yeah.
Tadi
I think it's rough
harusnya
when you
Mama
counter
ulti
pick.
juga mati sih itu kalau nggak ada heal. Kena Moonlight Pergil.
When you just pick the wrong thing, that's
Ada
gotta feel
heal dia
bad.
tadi.
I think Showmaker knows how that feels this series.
I mean, to be fair, I want to credit Korea and Smash for playing this really well, and now they're looking for a dive.
Yeah, you can see the
Cimpek
block
udah
on the hook so that
makan.
the bullet time
Udah
completes.
makan popcorn.
Clears the wave.
Bukan King Pike bete ya.
Now, Lucid's still here. It's a nice amount of damage already on the Ruler, but we got
Itu
TP coming in,
Atrox
and
gua.
Lucid just gets
Oh,
away
okay, ada
with the
lantern.
lantern. So even getting the TP out of Chovy. Meanwhile,
Kill?
Team just hanging out.
Kill?
Flash on in. He's
Kill?
gonna ult.
Oh my
Kill is inting? Kill
That's
is
the end of
inting?
that. Career is just dead as they
Career
stuck around
dead?
for Chovy to kind of just kill him.
Guys, did not see how
Kim
fed Chovy
is
is. They
into
really
it?
should. They should have just left.
Maybe they thought he left. He has rocket belt.
Yes.
He's getting in there.
Kim?
Chovy seems to very much enjoy this IM that he did build an Ari as well.
Join membership gak sih abu-abu semua nih?
So
Yoi.
they got the TP. I
Kagak
thought that was
mau
good. You know,
berwarna
they disengaged. I was like,
chatnya,
great. You
yes.
actually pulled Chovy out of mid lane. Showmaker has some time to get a
Dapat
kill, to get some
marijuana
plates.
tuh kalau join
Then they
membership
stuck around.
di samping
So now he
namanya.
gets an extra kill. Not ideal.
Dapat Mary
This play was
Jane.
very funny though. Showmaker
Dan
comes
tidak
in,
mau ada logo
gets the
Mary
flash from
Jane.
Keen.
Ya.
And the hilarious thing is Keen's like, oh, I've got an ult to get away. And then Shiwu just walks him, so the ult brings him to Showmaker. Oh, it was so funny. I really want to know what actually... Yeah, they just expected him to leave.
He's invisible. That means they can't see him.
Yeah, very true.
They couldn't possibly know that he was down there.
Okay, yeah. Chovy has 4 Darksteel stacks. Kind of feels like it's building up to a Medjai's game.
Atau pakai skin
It's kind of what
pingin.
Showmaker was doing against like DRX
Kok
and
kamu
stuff.
suka banget
Showmekyyyy
dukung tim
has
kalah,
a
Dek?
kill now.
Aku
He
tidak
did get that
mendukung
play
tim
call.
kalah.
Not quite as bad as it was.
Jepang kemarin menang.
And Smash has his first item.
Kalah tapi hari
I
ini.
mean, the gold is even. Smash and Career kind of smashed in the bottom lane, doing very well
They
there.
also have a dragon.
Yeah. Second dragon here is going to be Mountain Drake, it looks like. And,
Showmekyyyy nge-ping Aurora di bawah.
you know, I think
Nggak
there's
tahu
a
dah.
world
Ani
where
Pierna
DK
ada
are able to
tugasnya
get that.
clear
I'm not so
minion, dah.
sure, though, because of the mid lane. Like, if they can deal with Chovy, if they can push him away, maybe. But while he's a big threat, it can be difficult, as both of our junglers will just babysit the bottom lane, as you do.
Di sini nggak ada stiker My
And
Mom
we're
kena
just ulting on
homeless
him
nggak?
for damage.
Nggak ada, kayak dia mah.
Maybe trying to spark the ability to do this dragon.
Yeah, trying to get some good poke down. There is sustain on Ruler though with a Vamp Scepter. It's not a ton, but oh.
All right.
Guys, you're in a choke point. You're in a choke point. Be careful.
Yeah, just gonna go straight on top of Smash. He takes
dimakan
about a
semua
bajillion
pelurunya,
damage.
Bu.
Doesn't have any of his sums. Tried to cleanse, but instead just dies. Career able to get in onto the dragon and dies to the dragon with the help of Ruler.
Asih satu untuk
yeah.
Dragon.
Got an ult down here on a
Keen
Keen.
is in
Another
there.
turret shot, and down he goes.
Keen
What
is
is
in thing.
What did Keen mean by
Hey, he got the
Keen
crystalline
is
over
in
there.
thing.
What did he mean by this?
Keen is in thing. Bisa tuh gak sih Showmekyyyy?
Okay.
Showmekyyyy, you can do solo kill, Showmekyyyy.
Chovy has to use his ult just to get away.
Oh. Okay. Showmekyyyy answering back a little bit in the mid lane. Yeah. Keen does a little bit of trolling. Chovy gets bullied out of mid. Guys, you're at a choke point. You're against an MF. This was very obvious what would happen here. Both your frontliners also left your
Nggak kelihatan sih.
flashless affiliates
Coba tadi
alone.
main Sylas. Pasti tidak
This
begini.
was not subtle. That little flip from the Rel over the wall, though.
Yeah.
Coba
was
tadi
key.
main jungle
That was a big one. I
Sylas.
thought maybe Ruler was just going to ult the two
Kalau
that
nggak
were
mid
caught by the Madness Storm,
Sylas.
but good patience.
Yeah, this was so greedy.
Udah jelas-jelas ada King Ruler, kok kamu dukung DK? King Ruler?
He gets gold.
Sejak
The
kapan
enemy top laner
Ruler
gets gold. He's
dipanggil
just being
King?
generous. He's spreading the wealth, you know? He's a top lane Rek'Sai. What else? What else is he gonna do?
Not that.
Yeah, I mean, top lane Rek'Sai generally not 0-2 by 13 minutes. So that's a little bit of a pain
I
point.
do remember that bin play,
Nggak ada
though,
King
at
Pike ya.
Worlds, where he like tunneled under the tower and died.
Yeah.
This is reminiscent of that.
You know, Bin
Belum
is,
ya, matchnya masih belum
he's got
ya,
some good plays.
belum
and
terbantai
maybe
ini.
Keen was taking notes.
Ini masih game
Bit of
4.
limit testing. Okay, there's a big gold lead for Gen. Well, not that big. There's a moderate gold lead for Gen G. There's a bigger gold lead for
Tuh
Chovy
si
specifically.
Showmaker bikin sepatu terbang dia buat ngehindarin
But he
Q-nya
does seem to be having a
Aurora.
bit of trouble now against Showmekyyyy. Showmekyyyy has finally finished his quest and has the speedy boots.
Yeah, they have like little feathers on them. Really fits the Anivia. Even though the feathers are like phoenix colored. It is what it is.
Yeah, it's a skin. There is a skin that is that colored, right?
Yeah. So I think we're just lanterning out of here.
Aatrox?
Or maybe not. Just gonna dash over the wall.
That works too. Oh, nice little tunnel dodge. We're just seeing fighting everywhere. Doesn't mean anything though. Just scrapping for the sake of scrapping. That's what we're going for right now.
Yeah.
I just feel like Keen's gonna go for it again. I'm just getting that vibe from him. He really wants the overgrowth. That's his main drive in life, his main motivator.
Yeah. And it's fine as long as he doesn't die for it.
I'm not sure he's really bothered about that.
Gak usah ngejar itu guys sih, gak
Alright,
penting.
Chovy, that rocket belt getting so much value in this game.
Yeah.
See more of this on the Aurora. The burst damage they have is
Honestly,
kind of insane.
at this point, I'm surprised he didn't build Rocket Belt on Rise. It seems like it's his new thing.
Well, I would say probably not the best item on Rise. Maybe 5th item or 6th.
They stick some mana on it, he'll do it.
All right, that's going to force the flash away from Lucid here.
Honestly, maybe if he didn't have to build QSS, that's what he would have built, a Rocket Belt.
Yeah.
Rise with a dash, think of the power.
Oh,
Kena,
what?
masuk. Ai.
He was not there. Duro does not have his
Awas,
flash,
jangan
so
kerel,
instead,
jangan kerel.
looks like the whole team is trying to
Mungkin
come over and
bisa,
support him, but they're not quite able to do so.
Nice.
He finally does go in. That sounds very close to Ruler.
Masih ada
Yeah,
ulti lagi
without
tuh.
Cleanso, so it would have just been that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have gone down, but Duro caught out there. You feel very safe on the rel. You always have that crash down to get out of sticky situations, but the Thresh able to
Hold on,
follow there. And Lantern in some support, so a nice pick coming through.
Herald gak sih?
That hook I want to see again. Like, that did not look like it hit him at all. Maybe we'll get a replay.
Oke.
But so much action happening. Perhaps we will not.
She was all armor, so you'd think that Chovy does damage to him, but
So
no,
are we fight for Herald?
not really.
All right, gonna find Duro
Are
once
we
again,
fight Herald,
but actually
bro?
it's Duro who does have a
Showmekyyyy
TP
is
coming in.
here.
Keen gets rooted up.
Root
That's
kena.
not quite fast enough.
Chovy
And she
dibully
was kind
sayang.
of tanking everything. So eventually, he will be pushed away.
Both teams trying to set up for this Herald. I think it's more on Gen G to try and circumvent and get backline access. She is starting to lose health,
Yeah.
eventually. But Chovy is running out of mana, so it's attrition on both sides.
Yeah. Duro not having a fun time playing in a Thresh and Nivea.
Help, help.
Part of the
Fokus dulu
theoretical
boleh, fokus dulu
value
boleh,
against
fokus dulu
this.
boleh.
And the Rift Herald is getting pretty
Alah,
low. Just going to throw the
multi, malas
Paranoia
banget
up. Canyon misses the eye at first, but now he does get it. Immediately goes on to the Scion. And has a spell
Okay.
shield. As now we're looking for Smash in the
Aduh.
back line. The damage, though,
Okay, nice
not
flash.
quite there right away. So Smash is able to flash out.
Showmaker is
As now
zoning
Keen taking up
Aurora.
quite a bit is just going to flash
Oke,
himself.
Showmaker terus zoning Aurora,
And
stun
no full
kena,
committal from
damage
either
ulti
side, really,
masuk.
as we do have the Rift Herald this time.
Rip Herald.
Gonna force Lucid out, and she just takes the
And that's
lantern.
it.
And now we have the ult here.
Oke, Gold Ender.
Very strange fight. They're eventually gonna get Duro. As
Chovy
meanwhile,
ulti
looks like
angin.
Showmaker had his flash forced by Chovy.
It's crazy only one person died in that fight.
Very
Very
strange.
chaotic, very split, a lot of flashes in, flashes out. That really
Oke,
resulted in
kedua
very
tim
little
lock
coming
in ya.
through from it. He wanted this whole game! He was willing to die
did
for
it.
this tower. He got it in the end.
Turret.
Game
That's what he was going
mekaniknya
for. He didn't have to
ngeribat
die
ya.
for it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
Tas.
I don't think Shu has his ult, although he's playing like he does.
okay. Anyway. Once again, Chovy does have a big farm lead over Showmaker. But the gold only a little bit ahead. It's Dragon up now. It is an Ocean Soul. I think there's a decent amount of Ocean Soul value on some of these members. You know, like Shu and Keen. But again, another highest value soul. It is the lane soul, we always say. So both teams are setting up for it, trying to get a bit of position. I think finding angles where they can circumvent, just running straight at them is important for Gen G. Finding the flanks, getting backline access. Do you see Showmaker moving up the
Baru sadar
river?
jadi Atrox bukannya clear speed Atrox di nap ya.
You can see Duro's
Mungkin
trying to
nggak ada
posture
lagi
and,
kali
like, trying to
picknya.
get vision down. He
Lee
wants to
Sin-nya tadi
threaten
di-ban,
engages,
coy.
but there's just so many angles at which he's stopped
Lucid kayaknya tadi pengen
and
mau main Lee
forced
Sin
away.
tapi di
So
ban.
the presence of the Rel isn't totally felt in a lot of these moments.
It's difficult. You're not a Nocturne who can just fly in, right, from miles away. Or even the Rek'Sai who can tunnel in from so many different angles.
Loh ini
Bit
global
harder
ban
as
juga
well,
ya?
especially without flash.
Iya.
Gen G do have better control of the
Kita
area right
nyebutnya
now, so it's kind of on D
fearless
plus to push in here.
Ini gak telat build-nya bang.
Trying to just find an engage to either side. Death sentences are just not really hitting. That time the stun is going to land, but the crash down out gets him there. The wall is now on cooldown for like a good 15 seconds. Maybe an angle here for Gen G to try to force something. Although they do have position, and yeah, Lucid's got to be careful trading with the Fed Aurora. As now they're going to go
Wah,
for it,
mati
and
Showmaker.
Showmaker just dies.
Mati.
Okay, well, he
Jauh
was split
banget
off.
dia di
He
situ.
didn't quite have the wall right away. It wouldn't have helped anyway. And yeah, he just kind of dies. So they're going to take the Ocean Drake. Gen G will.
Yep, pretty easy, pretty straightforward. They see Showmaker split off to the side. It's Gen G who has control, who have the advantage in terms of vision, and they kind of just explode him very quickly, even through the egg. So Dragon picked up.
We're kind of fighting here on the left. You can see that Keen is
Mati Kin, mati
once
Kin.
again
Kin inting, Kin
overplaying his
inting.
hands
Kin
here
inting,
on the
hajar,
tank
hajar.
Rek'Sai. Or is he?
Inting,
Yes, he
inting,
is.
Kin inting.
He definitely
Ding, ding,
is, and he
nice.
will be punished for it. I was worried that he wouldn't be punished for it somehow. All right. Trading mid-tier ones.
I feel like he gets the vibe. It's like, you know, Rek'Sai top is basically immortal.
Yeah.
Emphasis on basically. He's really putting that to the test. And just dying. This was a good play though, right? Showmekyyyy steps up, he just dashes in, and he's dead. That's simple.
It's a good play from Genji.
Yes, indeed. The next bit, guys, it's a Scion. What is the game plan here? And also between
Wah,
Scion and
Kin
Aatrox,
bosan lah.
look how many
Mobile
times, okay, he goes to tunnel here in a second, interrupted. Okay, he had a Q wound up, I'm not sure what your game plan. Then he's like, oh, I'm gonna tunnel away, interrupted. They have so many knockups.
Yeah.
But
Is
also,
King
like,
like,
what was
what?
your, look at the Sion's health. You're a Rek'Sai and a Rel. What was the game plan?
Uh-oh.
Like, genuinely, the Sion is more likely to die of old age than you to kill him.
Aduh,
It's so true,
Showmaker kamu
actually.
terdiulti
Jovi
lagi
might
tuh
have
sama
been baited
Anu.
here. He's just gonna flash in instead.
Oke, Cobi inting, Cobi inting,
Oh,
Cobi
now he's
inting,
gonna
Cobi
rocket
inting.
belt.
Cobi inting.
That
Sodok,
just gets...
sodok.
Okay,
Itu,
sodok.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
good, Jovi.
Ah.
Guy cut away.
This game is so silly.
Oh,
Like, if this were cleaner, I think Genji just has like a 5,000 gold lead.
Ini
They
yang
just
kalah
kind
gimana
of do
Kak?
whatever they
Yang
want.
kalah ke
Instead,
low bracket.
they're down in kills.
yeah. All right,
Mati
well,
lagi kah
surely he
Showmaker?
gets him here.
Oke, oke, oke.
What are they
Mati
doing?
loh itu, mati loh
Surely
itu,
they get
mati loh itu.
Canyon here. No, not meant to be. I don't think Canyon really ever had an ability to get him, especially with Lucid there.
Yeah, I was thinking of what to say after this, but it's kind of difficult. Genji are just making some decisions. It's been a long time since we've last seen Genji play, and the last time I saw Genji play, they were very intimidating.
Yeah.
They've been a little bit out of sorts. It seems like there's some rust they're trying to shake off at the moment. Some interesting moments here. Chovy goes for the sneaky play. He's like, I'm gonna one-shot Showmaker, and
Jovi is
misses most of the
inting.
combo. And it's like, okay, round two. And then he gets stunned and walled. He didn't have to do this. And then he's like, it's time to flash in. Again, he didn't have
He had
to do
Canyon
this.
down there too. He could have just
Sedikit
flashed over
kejahilan kecil
the
dari
wall to
Jovi.
get away.
He could have just not done this. Like,
could- yeah, I mean,
when he
of
missed the
course.
initial combo, he could have just, there's a simple solution. He could have just walked away.
Yeah.
Okay, we're
Well,
going.
they really dislike
Showmaker
Showmaker this one. And
ada
this time he looks like a much
telur,
easier target.
enggak
Yeah,
ada.
this is pretty straightforward, okay? That's a play you can feel happy about. They're still ahead. They're still in a good spot. It's just been a little bit, you know.
Yeah. You know, I was
Dike
reading
kalau
some
bisa
of
menang 3-2
the
gila tuh
interviews
stamina-nya 2
they
hari
did,
berturut-turut silver screen.
you know, at the end of their last match, which was a couple of weeks
1
ago.
match 6 jam,
Bruno was saying
anjay.
how he really enjoyed the fact that they had a lot of time off to rest and solve some issues that they may have, but, you know, I don't feel like the time off has really helped them when you look at something like this. So now they've got even
Kin
more
is
knockups and more
inting.
lockdowns. Keen
Kin
is going to hit the 3-man knockup
inting.
and just eventually die here.
Kin is
As they
inting.
give the kill over to Lucid. Lucid now
Kinting.
3-0.
I'm not sure if there's like 3 champions more annoying for Rek'Sai to be like bounce house by.
Yeah.
I mean, not specifically bounce house, but like Aatrox, Sion, and Thresh. It's just like, you ain't getting away, buddy. Yeah, they wanted him. They wanted him dead, and he went down. 0-4-2 for Keen on the Rek'Sai. Not his best performance. And the front line 4D plus doing pretty good so far. It's really just Showmaker having some struggles on this Anivia, and we really were trying to think, what does he pick here? Settled on the Anivia. It has been a bit difficult, but he has hit his Rod of Ages is fully stacked, which means he's level with Jovian levels. And he's still down in gold, but mostly just for D+, it's trying to see how they can stabilize when it comes to the 5v5s. keep their backline safe. And speaking of 5v5s, Dragon is up and available. Last time we saw Showmekyyyy got engaged on and popped, I'm going to mention he's the only one on that team without flash. So if I'm Gen G...
Do you think he has egg now?
He does have egg now. I can see little wings.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. So if I'm Gen G, I'm probably going to try and kill Showmekyyyy. So let's see what they do.
Itu harus ditempelin terus tuh sama Trash
He's got
Showmaker.
egg. So maybe they can break that egg, as we do have the Scuttler
Tempel terus tuh
taken by
Showmaker.
DK, actually. So bit of extra vision.
Yep, Lucid smited it, but does have his smite back up in a little bit.
Jangan jauh-jauh dari karir Showmaker.
This is just gonna get right into the pit. And with the wall down here, they're just saying, okay, we can flip it, that's fine. Does go over to
Kita
Lucid,
dapat
so
Dragon, nice.
they just say, all right, that's totally okay.
Shio is going to
trying to get out of here
not
as the
die.
Scion, and he will. Even against all 5 of them. So now they're just kind of
Masuk,
running on
masuk.
in. They didn't have a lot of
Itu
vision, and now
dia.
Duro's just going to go down. And they have a Scion behind them, so they kind of have to just go forward.
Go, go, go,
Or
go, go,
through
go,
the
go, go,
Scion.
go,
A
go,
giant
go,
wall
go,
gonna keep
go,
them
go,
all
go,
around.
go,
Double
triple kill,
for
triple kill, triple
Showmaker.
kill.
And Cannon
Triple
just
kill.
flashing on out. Lucy gets over the
Virgil,
wall.
nice.
Smash picks up a kill, and DK have
Moon
the gold lead.
Virgil membantai
Gen G
Genji.
just kind of lose their minds in this situation. D
Baron.
plus grabbed the dragon, the
Baron,
objective
Baron,
is gone,
Baron.
and Gen G feels like they're kind of mad at the scenario. Walk face first into D plus and just get obliterated now. This is an easy Baron pickup. No flashing canyon, no ult, no way to contest this one.
Yeah, this is really strange play
Cepat
from the side of
langsung hilang
Gen G.
itu
I
pakai
think that D
Anivia.
plus Kia are keeping their heads about them, and Gen G are not. Like,
Yeah,
this
Gen
is a
G-
nice
Anivia,
steal.
enak
Don't
tuh
look for
buat
the engage,
objektif
don't even
cepet
try
aja.
it. So instead they turn onto the Scion, but it's a tanky Scion, flash ult, he gets out. And then Gen G just walk up the river
Ya,
and
Duro
face check.
kayaknya bosan sih.
Duro just gets deleted. Okay,
Duro,
very
I
odd,
think
very
Duro is
strange.
They had a
bored.
ward in
I
the,
don't know,
in
guys.
the lane, by the way.
Yeah,
They
and
knew
then
they were in the brush.
They end up in this uncomfortable spot where they're being flanked by the Scion. It's a great wall by Showmekyyyy, beautiful play.
Kena
And they just
Moonlight
get
Virgil,
decimated, and it's
meledak.
just so
Rek'Sai.
confusing. They're playing the comp in such a bizarre way. You need to be getting set up and engaging, threatening the backline of this D plus comp. And at no point did they even remotely look to do that.
Ini
Yeah.
DK sengaja
You're playing a
bikin
comp
Genji
who wants to
bosan
engage
apa
and
gimana?
dive. They're kind of just walking towards them. If you do that, then D plus win 10 times out of 10.
Yeah, and so far, looking
Sengaja
very
dibikin
strong here.
bosan gitu.
1,400 gold. Chovy waiting on Bush just to hit Celestial on
Hype
position.
on
I mean,
Bush.
Chovy's damage, right? He has Rocket Belt, Storm Surge,
Kin split push.
Shadow Flame. He does no damage to Shiwu, barely any damage to Lucid. He just doesn't cut through, right? Doesn't have Rabadons, doesn't have Void Staff. He's just not super relevant at the moment.
Yeah.
The damage isn't there for this composition.
Bang, in
Well,
hit
they're not
kita
really dealing
bocor
with
bang.
the Rek'Sai.
My in hit
He's
bang.
just getting free plates and free stuff, and now they're going to pull the trigger as Showmaker leaves the fight, but not really able to stay around. They're going to stop the
The
push, though.
Sion?
It's now Shiyyu, basically unkillable, especially without Chovy there,
Unkillable
without the
Demon King.
items. So a bit of damage to that bottom lane turret from the side of Gen G at least. I think just trying to slow down and, you know, regain composure should be the name of the game. Like, this would be an awesome time to use Coach Voice if it existed, if, you know, if Gen G even wanted to use that, as I don't believe they did in the past.
I don't know how much they have the window to slow down, though, against this T plus composition.
Iya ya.
The
Kok
game
sekarang
goes
udah
on,
gak ada
it's
yang
not gonna
pakai coach
necessarily
com
get better.
lagi sih. Bosan kan?
You definitely have angles in the later team fights, right, if you do get on the back line. But, you know, you had such a lead in the mid lane. Now Showmaker's really got his items online, right? He has the Seeker's Arm Guard, he's getting towards the Void Staff, he has his core items completed. Smash is getting very strong and is approaching a GA. Meanwhile, you have Ruler, who has... I mean, these are a good... He's going collect and fourth, isn't he?
Kenapa
No.
kalau DK yang salah
Maybe
dibilang
Saban's
blunder,
fine.
kalau Genji dibilang bosan kayak.
To be honest.
Yeah.
Soalnya
Just as long as it's not
gak blunder
collector, I
sih,
think we
dia
can
dengan
all-
kesadaran penuh melakukan
yeah,
itu
Mac.
gitu.
He's going to struggle to cut through the
Kalau player lain
Scion.
kan
Honestly, going to
emang
struggle to cut through this
misplay
Death Stance
gitu mereka.
Aatrox as
Kalau
well, is
di
pretty
kalau
fair.
Genji mah dengan penuh
Like, if you're not
kesadaran,
finding the engages,
mereka
your
memilih
comp's not
untuk
gonna have
melakukan
legs
hal
in the later
bodoh
stages
itu.
of the
Gitu.
game. And
Bosen
Lucid and
namanya.
she were doing good jobs of playing bodyguard in the side angles. I mean, look at Chovy just did no damage to Lucid there.
Yeah, just sieging up. We do have a deep teleport. This is from the Rek'Sai.
This is the angle they need.
They're going to have to close the gap. Not going to be
Aduh,
easy against the
Kim di belakang
Anivia,
lu.
but they do have, that
Stress,
wall,
stress,
pretty
stress,
nice,
stress,
but not going to totally block them off. They're going straight for Smash.
Okay,
As a
okay,
ton
okay.
of damage does go in, but they do not take him down. Finally, there's the burst coming out from Chovy. They have a problem in their backline. The MF can't do anything, but Showmekyyyy taking up so much as well. And he's got Keen right on top of it.
All right.
Meanwhile, Canyon will just take down the support. This is looking eventually good for the side of Gen G.
Mundur
Although
guys Bang.
Showmekyyyy is going to try to flash to get away, but Chovy will just
Oh, the
flash
egg,
to
the
follow.
teleport!
Oh, the teleport egg! Unbelievable. And it is still going to be a
Gila,
good fight for the side of Gen
mekanik
G.
dewa,
They
guys, itu.
will look for this dragon.
This is the fight
mechanics
that the
itu,
Gen G need. The
Anivia.
backline access, getting on top of Smash. They do what that comp needs to do. Took them a while. They will get that third dragon. Showmekyyyy able to slip out.
Yeah, TP from Duro, so.
But you can see how even in this fight, they kind of just can't deal with the Scion. So the angle was great. They end up coming in here. They dive onto Smash here. Knockup comes in with a flash. Even with the Lantern coming through, the execute from the
Ini Miss
Rek'Sai
Fortune
and the
lucu sih.
damage from the
Ruler
Aurora.
mainnya kocak sih hari ini.
That flash, by the way, Chovy.
But then look at Ruler. He's trying to run
Ruler
into
hari
help,
ini
but he's
mainnya
just getting
kocak sih,
sat on
sumpah
by
sih.
the Scion. And then Showmekyyyy just trying to disengage from the situation.
Ruler sih hari ini kocak sih Benny sih.
And then ends up going for the TP channel.
Nah, ini high mekanik nih bang. Damn.
Aurora, no flash, is what he said.
Yeah. Well played. He's going collector, by the way. Ruler, if you're wondering. Four-time collector. Of course he is. I mean, I'm not sure Serpent's fine would really be... I mean, Scion gets big shields, right?
Yeah. You got a Thresh.
I think it's hard, though, on MF, what item you really go.
Iya ya, aku juga baru tahu tuh Anivia bisa
The collector
telepas
definitely
telur.
doesn't feel good until all this bulk.
Kirain nggak bisa ngapa-ngapain.
Yeah, just another one for the list, you know?
Lumayan, dapat
It's,
ilmu
a lot
guys.
of guys that are building
Dapat
this
ilmu
collector.
dari Showmekyyyy.
And generally they don't have much success with it, as that's going to be Lucid in a bit of trouble. Has to flash away. This is right before the Baron spawns.
He's chunked, very chunked at this point.
Yeah, it's a bit of a wonky game, but like, you know, make a couple of mistakes, and yes, Gen G aren't playing their best league, but
I want to know,
it will punish you.
no flashes on the carries for D+. Duro, Canyon, both have flashes, importantly. So Showmekyyyy Smash, pretty vulnerable. Oh, Lucid?
Oh, Lucid doesn't have his flash, and yeah, he's just dead. Chovy gonna take him down, and it feels like Chovy, one of the only guys who's kind of keeping it together, except that one play on the Showmekyyyy in bot lane, but we
did
don't talk about that.
finish his Rabadons. I was talking about how his damage just wasn't really feeling like it was there. The Rabadon spike making a big difference here. And now, D+, do you try and contest without a jungler? The answer is
no.
Yes.
Well, I think it should be no. They're not fully committing. Like, they're just kind of poking their heads in. The issue would have been if they did overcommit and get caught out. But instead, just gonna let it go. So Baron does go over to Gen G.
This is Chovy finding a great angle here. Yeah, I mean, just burst him so quickly. And Canyon flying in for the pickup, for the cleanup. Long death timers as well at this point of the game. Now with Baron in pocket, finally starting to see a bigger goal lead. Hugh is basically immortal at this point. I think they just kind of have to ignore him and kill everyone else. That's kind of what that comp should do anyway.
Yeah. Access a backline, kill the Anivia Aphelios, deal with him later.
That is a problem for future Gen G, after they've killed the rest of the team.
Yeah. So now you see this rotation trying to come up towards the top lane. Gen G are ahead with Baron. They don't have a giant lead. And for DK, really, it's just, you know, try to keep your carry safe as much as you possibly can. GA's finished tier 4 Smash. And, you know, if they dive and they fail to kill him, he could certainly do quite a number.
A lot of structures being
Ini
picked
DK
up here
kenapa
by
jungle attack deh? Tadi
Gen G.
kan lihat draftnya. Tadinya mau
Generally
main
hard to
Lee
push
Sin,
into
Lee
a
Sinnya di
Nibia.
ban.
With the wave clear, with the wall as well in the base. So they've taken out all the structures outside of the base, but I think this is where it gets tricky. Ocean Dragon in a minute, but Ocean Soul not exactly a game breaker.
Yeah.
Sama Aatrox
Feel pretty
sebenarnya
good for
bagus
the
kok lawan
Rek'Sai,
Nocturne.
the Nocturne even, but
Cuma
yeah, just want to pick that
Anivianya
up. Make sure you get those extra stats before you do go into a big
Nggak-
fight. I
bukan
do wonder if
burst ya,
DK are
Nikiam
going
ya.
to challenge there,
Dia tuh
or if
kayak
they'll
dot gitu loh.
try somewhere else. I mean, they have their summoners back. Like,
Yeah,
ultinya
have
tuh
their
kayak damage
flashes just
overtime
now.
gitu, bukan
they should.
burst.
honestly. They see an angle for it. If they can't, just give it up. I think that's the thing. You should be willing to give it up. It's not like a Hextech Soul or something.
yeah.
I think you should be willing to forego it if needed, but I think, to be honest, actually look on the vision on the map. They're too far away. I think in hindsight, just let it go.
Yeah.
I think they've been choked out of the map a bit too much.
She actually
Jarang sih
not
user
the
Sage yang
healthiest
jago.
Scion.
I think the problem is
Kecuali
now they're
Zeus
choked
kali
in
ya.
that base and they have to push out so deep to get vision, so I think
Yang
they're just
jago
not gonna
sejuani
get
masanya
anywhere.
Zeus.
Yeah.
Lucid kayaknya kagak
Looks like
biasa di
maybe the
main
fight will
Sage.
be over the next Baron.
I think it's Elder. For
Ah,
like
yeah.
Elder flip and win game.
Ocean Soul.
The thing is, because obviously Baron is like the next objective that's
Buat
up, but I think
Rek'Sai.
Baron's still so hard to start freely,
Yeah.
so it might just be a stall till Elder game. It's Ocean Soul, it's not at the end of the world, it's not a big deal. It does mean infinite mana for Chovy now, he just got a blue buff though, so, you know, get that anyway.
Yeah. He's feeling pretty good about his state in the game. 7-1.
Actually, that was a lot of damage.
Tapi ya,
to Q. I did not expect
seinting-intingnya
that.
Kin ya.
He
Ini
does
kita kalah
a lot.
gara-gara
I mean, we
Kin
saw
loh
that
tadi.
she was almost half health before. Once again, just gets poked
Seinting-intingnya
down.
Kin ini
So
tower
you can't even, like, sit
50%
there
yang
and clear
ngancurin
waves
si
into
Kin loh.
Chovy. And so they've just
Emang
sat Chovy
aku
down in the
paling
bottom lane.
benci
And that's
sama
where
Kin di
the
Gen G
most
aja.
weak turret is. You remember
Jago banget
Rek'Sai was pushing
makronya.
the bottom lane before.
Yeah.
Was able to take out 3 of the plates there. Doesn't look like DK are willing to really do anything until one of these objectives does spawn. Definitely the right call.
Is slowing down a good amount. We're level 18. Everyone max level on Gen G apart from Duro. D+ still need a couple of levels on Lucid. Smash needs a level. Korea actually out-leveling Duro. Substantially.
Yeah.
Like a level and a bit up. Okay. I see you, Korea.
He's also Vandal Piper.
Of course. I think Duro's probably gonna go for the
Sejuani top. Iya, si Zeus main
what's the item
jago
called? The Bell
Sejuani.
Titan?
Bahkan Sejuaninya Zeus lebih
The
jago
Healy,
daripada Owner.
the big Healy boom boom heal belt.
It's
Dulu
called
waktu
that's the
tahun
name.
2021 ya, si
Protoplasm
Zeus tuh
Harness.
masih
No,
suka main top
that's-
Sejuani tuh.
You really thought it was called Big Boom Boom Healy
2022
Belt?
deh.
Yes.
2021
Oh.
mah Kana yang main
I
bukan
mean,
Zeus.
that's a better
I thought
name.
you were
is
being
it not?
sarcastic.
Top
Big Boom
Sejuani
Boom Healy
Zeus
Belt.
2022.
Maybe if you search that in the shop, it'll come up.
I think if you search for belt, it probably would.
Giant Spell will probably come up.
I think it should show all the belts, though. You know?
Tapi tahun kemarin
Yeah,
pakai
not
juga
just
sih Zeus Sejuani
the
top
item that has belt in the name.
di
What's up?
split
I
satu
guess it
doang
is a
sih.
belt. It just says
Pas
it's a harness,
lawan
though.
T1.
What is a belt if not a harness?
I mean, I guess sometimes it's like the
Gak yang
upper
di
body
spam banget
harnesses, right?
Sejuani.
Chovy does not have a void staff, so he was
Tapi
already doing
sekalinya
a ton of
make
damage to
jago
Shivu.
banget anjir.
Hey, just now hit full build here, 40 minutes in.
It's because he's not an 80 carry, he gets infinite gold. To be fair, the 80 carries aren't even full build, but they're like, they have to build more
Yeah.
items.
They need an extra item.
And obviously they keep the Doran's Blade in the inventory. No slot control wards. That's for their supports.
Of course,
to
yeah.
buy. Junglers and stuff.
So yeah, DK, they will push up and at least contest the Baron.
Oh, this is scary.
You gotta be
Besok
so
kayaknya Faker
careful about how you
minionnya
play
sih.
this, though.
Oh my god, Lucid lost half his
Bang
health.
Lucid.
Four.
Itu kenapa?
Oh, where did it
Aatrox gua.
go? Oh,
My
Lord.
Aatrox?
He's still burning.
My
And now they're just
Aatrox
going to press
is
the
going
buttons
to
on
die.
him to engage. Find Smash in the front line, and down he goes. Well, actually, that was career, but they also did get Smash.
Ya,
Doesn't lose
baiklah,
my
terima
mind.
kasih yang
Smash,
sudah
though,
menonton hari
does
ini.
res.
Bentar,
He is
wait a
tiny
minute.
out there,
Coba
but
mati.
eventually, finally
Coba
does go down.
mati.
The Aatrox kind of
Coba
going
mati, coba
insane,
mati.
but Chovy now does come over. And
Nggak jadi.
yeah, looks like the Scion eventually will finally go down. Surely, okay, he's actually
Oh,
going to
okay.
flash the wall.
His name's Shivu, not Shirley.
Siu,
Okay, well,
siu.
he's still going to die eventually. I think they're just going to ignore him. No, they just say, you know what?
The
No,
Baron
you're
is
actually
easier to
unkillable.
kill. The Baron is easier to kill. They'll move on to that instead.
It's true.
The game could have been over, but she was just immortal. D plus kind of gets smashed into the ground, but their front line is too tanky. I keep calling them D plush, and I don't know why. It's really annoying me.
My Aatrox.
Smash, maybe.
Maybe.
Report
Yeah, big engage
Aatrox,
onto
please.
the 80 carry. He
Sorry.
goes insane in his GA. They kind of just, they get the wombo combo they're looking for.
Can we report
Ruler kind of ends
Aatrox?
up in melee range of the Scion though, and Smash does disengage to kill him. I love how the 80 carries end up like right next to each other, mano a mano, and Lucid does so much
Can we
work
report
here,
Aatrox? Thank
and
you.
then just says, "I'm out, buddy. You got this." And honestly, she almost does have it. They really just go, he is too tanky.
Yeah.
And now, okay, Baron is a bit of a problem because it means they're going to be forced into their base. It means they're going to be pressured in. But if they can just hold out, sneak over the Elder, steal the Elder,
Just sneak on over, yeah.
just one more good fight. That's all you need, D+, if you want to keep your hopes alive. Just don't get wombo combo one shot like you did last fight. That's all you need to do.
Just don't do what you did last time.
Yes. That's what I'm saying.
We have no flash
Kalian
on.
pikir Faker Yo-nya
Shivu
adalah
Lucid,
sinema?
Showmaker Smash.
Kalian pasti belum pernah menonton Faker Yo
Big
Yasuo
flash
kan?
deficits here for D+ Kia.
Yeah.
Elder up here in 20 seconds.
Yone, if you're not ready
Yeah.
for Faker
Well,
Yone, you won't ready
you
for
work with what
Faker
you got.
Yasuo.
Keen is also pushing the top lane.
Yeah, he's going to be able to take down the turret. It looks like nobody's actually here.
Showmaker's heading on over.
I mean, Showmaker has TP, but I do wonder if he's like,
I kind of want the Anivia there before the fight starts.
yeah.
He was having a terrible time.
He can't even really, like, step up to the Rex side. He's scared of
This is tough.
Shoes in the lane against Chovy. That's not where he wants to be.
Ruler can actually just solo the Elder Dragon and take 0 damage.
This is, yeah, like, this is not where you want to be. Okay, so they might just try to send it. I don't know. They don't really have a good spot here. Showmaker is going to TP in.
Guys, the base. Oh, Ruler?
Ruler?
Okay, well, Paranoia is utilized. They're
Aduh,
going to go
aduh, itu
in
tolongin dong, tolongin dong,
onto
tolongin dong.
Lucid,
Cover dong, cover dong, cover dong.
and he does get peeled for. So,
Awas,
a lot
awas,
of
Chovy,
stuff
awas,
does get
Chovy!
used, though, as Showmaker trying. Oh, it's into Chovy, and he's not able to. He's not allowed to at all. Smash, though, does have position. He's got a Lantern as well. Lantern now
Oh,
used.
biru
You
tuh,
see
biru.
that Gen G. They get Showmaker,
Pistol
but they
biru tuh, pistol
know
biru.
where the real carry is in this game. And it's
Astagfirullah, langsung hilang.
And yeah, everybody's just trying to step up and provide a front line for Smash, but eventually he doesn't have a front line, and Duro just walks through them and they take him down. So just like that, the game ends, and it looks like this time Shiyu will finally, right? Okay, there he goes.
Ya, terima kasih yang
Died
sudah
to the
nonton
5 of
match
them,
hari ini.
as it
Sampai
is a
jumpa di
clean
match
ace for Gen G,
berikutnya.
and they'll look to
Aku
push
sih
bottom
mau
in the game.
mandi ya.
It was a clean ace. It wasn't the cleanest
Ya,
game.
bye-bye
And I think
semuanya.
Gen
Terima
G
kasih yang
not
sudah
having the cleanest
nonton.
series, even dropping a game to D+, breaking the undefeated game streak. This was a Chovy masterclass.